And we are live. WrestlePurists Podcast, Dynamite review, hosted by myself, Charlie, Big AO. First things first, please like, subscribe. Send super chats, any questions, any takes that you want to get into us, get them in. Always appreciated. Turn on the post notifications so you're always aware when we are going live. Hope everyone's doing good. Starting with my fellow co-host, Charlie. Charlie. How are we doing today?
Doing good. It's been a busy week. It's been a weird week. Just adjusting to living back at home full time. That sort of fun stuff. Job hunting, so much fun. But no, it's been pretty good. Enjoyed Dynamite last night. The watch along was a lot of fun, and we go again to talk some news stuff because there's been a lot come out in like the last 24 hours. So.
Yeah, there's been quite a few big news things. Of course, the huge news of Jade Cargill's contract situation. It seems like she may be on her way to WWE. Of course, we're going to get into that, though. We are going to get into that. A few other things as well. But AO, Big AO, how's it going?
I feel like shit.
Oh, man.
Slept like 90 fucking minutes, bro. Just worked. How long did I just? What time is it? I left the office at like 6, my nigga. So I worked 9 to 6, bro. Fucking sped home to make the town. Cause that's what I fucking do. I make towns.
Over the game,
baby. I make fucking towns. But,
Cody Rhodes.
My Eagles. They kick off in an hour. I'm excited to see that. Jade hurt me. She hurt me last night, and we gonna get into that. But
yeah,
it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. She don't owe me anything. Just because I put my blood, sweat, and tears into a mixtape for her. And then,
you did.
And then Monty, she asked me, and this is a shoot, I'm not joking. She asked me for an edited version so she could show her daughter, and I didn't have the clips anymore, bro. I deleted them off my fucking camera roll.
So what you're saying is it's your fault.
So I had to go back in. I had to go back in and re-edit the shit to make it a clean version for Jade. So she could show her kid. You feel me? So I'm doing all this. I'm going above and beyond. And she can't just have the common courtesy to make life-changing decisions based on the win of King AO. Like, are y'all seeing what the fuck's really going on here?
Shocking. It really is just lack of professionalism.
Yeah, like, come on, Jade. I thought we were doing that.
Oh man, you've been going through it, AO. Lack of sleep. You're losing your favorite wrestlers in your favorite company.
It's crazy, bro.
It's crazy, bro.
Why can't they take people I don't like? Ricky Starks is right.
They just did.
Who?
CM Punk got fired like last week.
Oh yeah, but no, I mean WWE. Take these people, bro. Give me Cody and Jade back, and you guys can have CM Punk, bro. You can have Punk versus Austin at Mania. Have a fucking blast. Just give me Cody and Jade back.
No, look.
I'm willing to give that. Give me Cody and Jade back. I'll give you the entire House of Black, Danhausen, Ricky Starks. You feel me? I'll give you DMD and Thunder Rosa. You guys can figure out how to split them up on brands yourselves. You feel me? What else? I'll throw them a nice little tag team. Y'all like the Hardy Boys? Have them. You feel me? Have them. Just give me Cody and Jade back.
You know why you're scrambling when FTR didn't get a fucking stray there?
Yeah, he's all over the place today.
Look. I know we're doing bits. We're having fun here. Mm-hmm. But that fucking thug, Cash Wheeler, does not deserve to be gainfully employed. So no, I'm not trading him to WWE. All right, I'm trading that nigga to the unemployment line.
I think Cash deserves the world, personally. Great wrestler.
You're not the person that was victimized by a fucking 50 caliber fucking rifle. Barrel the size
accusations.
Barrel the size of a soup can pointing to your face, Monty. You're not the one who had to live through that.
Accusations.
As long as he does business on the way out.
Amen. AEW Dynamite, that's what we're going to get into first. We'll get into Dynamite and then we'll talk a bit about Jade. We'll talk about this PWI500 that Seth Rollins has topped the list of in 2023.
Crazy.
Me and AO, you know.
We had a little therapy session earlier today. Bro, even if you take me and Monty's hater shades off, bro, by PWI standards, how does this make sense? We'll fucking get into it.
It was a crazy top 10.
I don't get it.
Like, by their standards, the top 10 was weird, I think. Because I read through their their qualifications for it. I was just like, how does
doing deep research?
I was curious.
Bro,
life of unemployment. I have free time.
Pro Wrestling Inside Illustrated, right? Pro Wrestling Illustrated, they skated by so fucking long on fucking over New Japan talent on this stupid ass list by saying, well, technically, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship isn't a world title. And so Bushiroad and Geto said, okay, fuck y'all, and they made it a world title, and they're still like, all right, well, Sonata, you've been champ for like fucking 8 months now, but you're still not in the top 10. Also, do you guys like, who the fuck did they put up there? You guys like Cody Rhodes, who's been getting his ass kicked all summer? Like, what, bro? I don't get it, man. Like, is it kayfabe? Is it in ring? Is it drawing ability? Like, what's going on here? Because it seems like they arbitrarily pick which standard they're gonna use to rate somebody when they want to put them in a certain spot.
And they forgot to put Naito on the list this year.
I was going to say, is that actually not real? Yeah. But Naito just wasn't on the list.
Yeah, Naito's not on the list.
He's not on the list. They tweeted about it. They were just like
did they say where he would have been?
It was an editorial.
No, they didn't say where he would have been. I don't believe that he was actually. They were like, oh, he was on the list. You know, just editorial mistake. You know, we accidentally got him off. But if that's true, why didn't you tweet where he was supposed to be? And how'd you end up with 500 people anyway?
Yeah.
Y'all forgot about
500 wrestlers is ranking 500 wrestlers pretty crazy. Anyway,
I don't
it's
think
very.
I was thinking about it, man. I don't think WrestlePurists ever needs to partake in this.
No, I definitely wouldn't do a 500. I'd maybe get interested in like a top 10. You know, but like
10,
top 500, like bro.
Even like 50 would be like, I don't know, but
be a lot.
500.
For all the criticism that it's always going to get every year because it's a list and that's how these things go down. You know, it's the one thing I will say about Pro Wrestling Illustrated is, you know, it's a lot of work to put together 500 names.
I respect they put a lot of work into this, but they didn't put
it's gotta be because they write a little column on everyone. That's time, bro. Even if it's not, you know, even if you don't think it's like the highest effort, it's at least time because it's a column on every 500 wrestlers. It's very and obviously the list comes out and everyone's got something to say about it. And
I'm excited for the tag team one. It's going to be weird this year.
They had Shun Skywalker representing with DDT instead of fucking Dragon Gate. They had fucking Keno representing All Japan instead of Noah. It's just like, bro, like y'all just like y'all don't know what y'all talking about, and people can't expect you to know everything about wrestling. But if you're gonna do these lists, hire someone who does, because a Mark will do it for free.
Yeah.
So like this is just like y'all don't care, bro. So it's just
I can understand someone accidentally slipping through the cracks, but not even getting a promotion right for someone on the list when all it takes is like a quick Google search is interesting. But
even if Google search, it's more like even what AO was just saying. Like if you're not 100% sure, you can't expect everyone to know what every single wrestler is in every single promotion. You know, like. I'd say if this was us, I'd get someone like a Parker or Jamie to look over the Japanese wrestlers and make sure it's. I don't know.
He would do it to perfection, and it would be great. And they didn't do it because they didn't fucking care to do it, bro. Pro Wrestling Illustrated is a drone-pilled website. I'm telling you, bro. That shit is e-pilled.
All my boys made the list, and David Finlay was in the top 100. So
Mookie Summers was robbed.
Was he not on the list?
No. Bro, and there's shitters that he's pushed harder at fucking in indies than they're on the fucking list.
I've seen some weird names on the list because I think it was like Anthony Bowens was saying earlier that he's not made it on this year. Like Alex Zane wasn't on it.
That would be bizarre. Zane would be somewhat bizarre considering it's 500 wrestlers.
Yeah.
You know?
They do a tag list. I don't think Bowens has had a singles match all year. But Alex Zane not being on the list is like, come on now.
It's like Kyle Fletcher got on the list, and considering like he got like 188 or something like that, which is pretty high considering.
And what did he do?
And Davis wasn't on the list at all.
Fletcher did like
they both did the New Japan Cup.
Fletcher did New Japan Cup in like 2 Dynamite matches.
Didn't Davis have like a really good match with Ospreay in the New Japan Cup?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That's better than any Fletcher match that I've seen. Not single.
No, it is.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, man.
Anyways,
it is a very thankless job that they do at Pro Wrestling Illustrated, you know. And
no, it's very. It's the most traffic they got on their site all year. Fucking wrestlers are jerking off to the list. They're twerking to the list, bro. They're being thanked. So that's why the good people here at WrestlePurists are here to fucking bury them. All right? Monty said it himself. We're burying Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Hey, I'm trying to be the diplomatic one, you know. I'm trying here, you know.
Oh dear.
But yeah, an interesting list is where I'll leave it, you know. But yeah, anyway, Dynamite, AEW Dynamite from Cincinnati, Ohio, hometown of Jon Moxley, who opens the show defending the AEW International Championship against Big Bill. I like this matchup more than the past 2 defenses against AR Fox and Action Andretti, just on paper, because it's like I don't know, like Moxley going kind of. It's cool to see him give like underneath talents like a lot, because that's what he does when he has his, you know, like he'll go 10 minutes with them and he'll let them get the shit off. Like it's really cool that he can do that, but like sometimes I do think there's like when it's week after week after week, which it feels like with Moxley sometimes, because you know what Moxley's like, he wants to get out there, he wants to be the workhorse, he wants to get out there, feel the crowd, you know, blade a little bit, feel alive. Like that's what Moxley loves to do. He just wants to work, and there's definitely like a big level of respect I have for it. But when he's just working, sometimes it feels like he's just working matches, you know. Whereas like this Big Bill thing, it's like he's big, you know, he's big. He's got a reason to sell for him. When he's going back and forth with him, you're not questioning like, oh, he's Mox giving him too much or anything like that, because he's big, you know. In fact, he's fucking huge. Like even
seeing Mox fight from underneath from a guy that's like legitimately like towers over him. It's not something you get to see often. Like even in WWE, like even before he gained all the fucking weight in WWE, bro. Like Mox was a bigger guy over there. Like how many feuds did he have where he was smaller? Like he had the Brock feud, and then like what else? Like did he ever fucking feud with Taker, bro? I don't know. I was watching fucking Dean Ambrose, but seeing him like fight underneath to a giant and seeing him get the shit kicked out of him by somebody that looks like squash him, like it's good shit, bro. You don't get to see it often from Mox.
Yeah, man, and he run the razor as he's been known to do once or twice.
I don't think he's blading every single one of these matches, bro. I don't. I think that fucking skin flap is hanging on for dear life. And even when it's a little too windy and he's at fucking ShopRite with Renee and the baby, it's just fucking, oh my god, the juice is flowing, baby. Like it's just fucking
so much scar tissue.
Color.
Renee say something about on one of the podcasts that like, she wakes up and the pillow's just like covered in blood sometimes. He's just it's leaking, you know. But yeah, he Big Bill, he was big. Mox got blooded, you know. Ricky Starks was ringside, and he eventually got involved as well. They were trying to cheat and do all those kind of heelish antics. Brian Danielson ended up coming down, evening things up. Of course, he's feuding with Ricky Starks at the moment, and eventually ended up with Moxley tapping out Big Bill with an armbar. Moxley. I like it when, especially someone of Moxley's caliber, because they can get away with it more, like mixing up the finishes to matches. So yeah, it was cool to see him do this, and just like I said, just a match in general, him fighting from underneath, and even just doing a finish like this, it was different to like your Moxley works a guy for 10 minutes match that you get quite a lot of on AEW Dynamite and stuff. So I like this quite a lot. But yeah, we'll keep it on just a match. Charlie, you like the match?
I did. Mox teased a moonsault, which was kind of crazy.
I was told when Terry Funk died, right? When they got to TV, that I was like, two people hit me up. They was like, Mox is trying to learn the moonsault. And he had a match that Dynamite, and he didn't do it. And I was like, all right, he's saving it for All In, baby. Like 80K people. Big Mox saw this happening. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And then he does an interview when he's talking about Terry Funk learned moonsaults at 50 years old. And I'm like, wait a minute. He's talking about learning moonsaults at an older age. Mox is like, what, like 36 nowadays? Like, oh, it's never too late, Mox. Do a flip, my nigga. And he finally teased it. He finally fucking teased it. But he obviously didn't get it off.
To the outside as well, like,
to the outside.
What was he doing?
Yeah, it's
but no, it was pretty fucking beast.
When if Moxley's gonna do it, he's gonna go all in. You know,
if he does it against Phoenix in Grand Slam, it's gonna be nuts. But I enjoyed the match.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, it should. Like against
I fucking love flips, bro. I love flips. I love brawlers too. That's why Steen was always my guy. Cause Steen would always throw fucking hands, but his fat ass would go out there and do a fucking flip. That's why I always rocked with Kevin Owens, bro. If Mox starts doing flips, I don't know, man. I might have to put him right up there with the Elite. I might just put him up there with the Elite, bro.
Man.
This match was really good. Like, Mox fighting against big guys, it was like the Lance Archer matches as well. They always just hit different, like, to him wrestling other guys. And, like, the lariats they were trading, it was just fucking beast. I enjoyed it a lot.
Where is Archer?
I don't fucking know.
Missing.
We were talking about it. We were talking about it maybe before we went live yesterday, or during the stream. We were just, Archer needs to hit up Rocky and Ghetto and just be like, get me on every single fucking New Japan pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because TK's not doing shit with me. Like, keep collecting those AEW checks and just work New Japan as much as possible. Work the fucking Road 2 shows, bro.
Yeah, get out there working. I'm pretty certain he's in his 40s. So
yeah, he's in his 40s.
It's like,
been around forever.
You know, he's still very good. It's like how much longer can a guy of his size, you know, can remain as good as he is with like the moves that he has. Like, you know, he does moonsaults, he does all kinds of dynamic shit. So yeah, I miss Lance Archer, but Big Bill's very good as well. There was a beatdown angle. What was that, AO?
Oh, no. Someone just asked if he was injured. It wasn't a super chat, but I just wanted to clear it up. No, like he almost killed himself on that moonsault, but he's fine now. He's been fine for a long time, and he's been wrestling for New Japan, and AEW's just been like,
because his last AEW appearance, it was Battle of the Belts, wasn't it? He had the match with Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, I liked that match. It was the only good match of the night, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a beatdown angle after the match, obviously, with Mox being like bloodied, fighting from underneath, like a lot of the match, and getting out of there by locking on an armbar. You know, it was more kind of presented as like Mox survived Big Bill, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, there was a big beatdown after Ricky Starks started unloading on Bryan Danielson on the outside. Big Bill attacked Moxley from behind, and you know, Ricky Starks gets in the ring and starts attacking Moxley with his shoe. But eventually, Claudio, of all people, he comes down, and of course he saves his Blackpool Combat Club members, and they get out of there, and a bit of business. A bit weird seeing Claudio make a save at the moment, you know, of course, obviously with them being heels, but Blackpool Combat Club, of course, are all... you know,
tweeners, baby.
And it's Moxie's hometown as well. You know, it's like Moxie getting beat down after a match, even though he's like pretty clearly been a heel, and getting saved and all that sort of stuff. But you're Moxie's hometown, so it works. There was a lot of Mox signs as well, wasn't there? There was a lot of them as expected.
He's a fucking man, bro.
He's right too.
Mox built Cincinnati.
Ace of AEW.
I mean,
he built Cincinnati.
Yeah, but it's like, I wish there was a bigger crowd out there for him, you know.
Yeah, me too. AEW's ticket sales right now is like I don't care to get into it, but it's crazy because it's like
it's weird. Yeah.
Like when they were doing 880s going head to head with NXT, like when they were doing worse than 880, when they were doing 7-something going head to head with NXT, they were doing like 6K for a fucking Cincinnati taping, 7K. Yeah. Like, and now they're doing better numbers. Like, obviously NXT's not here anymore, So you want them to be flirting with the $1 million range, but they're not. But they're still doing 880K. They're still the number one show on television again, but nobody's showing up to the arena, and it's baffling. Like I don't know if like the people are gonna come back to the shows or if the viewership's gonna drop off first. But the Dynamite's been really strong the last 2-3 weeks. So I don't know why the viewership will drop off. I think people are gonna start buying tickets again soon. But I think there needs to be an angle to really get people like to want to do that. We'll fucking see.
They've been to Ohio a lot in like the last 12 months. Like I feel like they're always there, like in that general area. Because I can always tell when they're in the same area because like all of like my same mutuals are at the shows. I'm just like, oh, okay, so they're in the same area again.
Cleveland and Cincinnati aren't particularly close. Like how far is the drive from Birmingham to London, Monty?
London to Birmingham is about 2 hours, 2-3 hours.
Yeah, that's about Cleveland and Cincinnati. I think it's like 3 hours. So it's like if you like love AEW, you're gonna make that 3-hour drive when they come do the show. But are you gonna do that like 3-4 times a year? Fuck no, bro. Like, you got AEW at home on your television screen, and people always fucking drive in the Midwest. So maybe that's
the same. It's the same with like New York and Chicago and stuff. Like they love kind of oversaturating the markets that they have any sort of success in. You know, so
they beat the shit out of North Carolina that one summer, bro. To the point where
that last North Carolina
had like 3 people left. I was like, what the fuck, like.
They've done it this year with. It's just kind of the way they do it. I think that is something they just really need to look at. The routes they take around the country when they are, touring.
Jay, I thought you were supposed to fix this.
I don't know what he's doing, but
he's getting his shit off on TV, brother, instead of figuring out the fucking touring schedule.
But yeah, as you said, it's like it's hard to put too much stake in it as a fan. Who's just watching at home, not caring too much about ticket sales and stuff. And for the most part with AEW, it's very, very valid point to make because the crowds have still been like hot. Like even if they've only been like 3K people or whatever, crowds will still be hot. They don't feel like 3K. Do you know what I mean? Like they still create a good atmosphere in the show. Whereas last night, even though it was a lot smaller than usual, I think they finished on 2,600 tickets according to WrestlePurists, which is and it matters when it affects the vibe because the vibes were not vibes in for Dynamite standards, last night. It's like they were quite active for Moxley, as expected, of course you would, but even in that sense, bro, it's like I know that they've done Ohio, Cincy a lot or whatever they've done. It's like Moxley's just came off that great all-out match in the main event, just won a title, coming into it strong, and in his home state or whatever, they can't even do 3K tickets. I think that's it's quite damning, But
someone in the chat brought up that they are doing double the shows now. It's like they did just run Cleveland on Saturday, and they're running it, and then put Mox on that show as well, and then ran it back in Cincinnati on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But
someone said as well, this was the 7th show within a 2 or 3 hour drive of Cincinnati in the last year. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
how many people are gonna go to all 7 of those?
That's nuts. Yeah, they're doing something that it's not like I'm far from a genius. I'm a fucking idiot. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm not the first podcaster or person within the wrestling space that said that like the way that AEW tours is weird. So Tony must have his reasons, I'd assume, to the way he does it.
Very smart people to run this. So I don't know, man. Maybe
from the outside looking in, it just doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Because it's like even with WWE, like you see WWE, like they're going all over the place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you never hear about fans saying like, oh, they're doing this city again, or they're doing this area again. You never hear that with WWE, bro. So, it's obviously possible to do.
Ohio again next month. Oh my god, that's kind of shambolic.
I can't. Anyway,
WWE President Nick Khan just issued an email to all employees announcing that all employees are to work remotely tomorrow. Oh fucking no! I know what that means. Work remotely tomorrow as the company will begin post-endeavor acquisition layoffs. Employees have been asked to remain at home and work from there tomorrow in order to allow the company's human resources department to be able to the layoffs privately. They're gonna be turning off those key cards, brother. They say, "Hey, don't even come to the building. We turn off them fucking key cards."
Yeah. It's unfortunately he's always expected with these big multi-billion-dollar mergers and stuff. It's because it's like, unfortunately, you just don't need two departments for like everything kind of at an office level. So there's going to be a lot of office jobs that unfortunately get lost, and hopefully the people that do end up losing their jobs from this merger all land on their feet and find something bigger and better for themselves. But this is expected, and I guess we'll have to wait and see if it bleeds over into like talent releases or anything like that. But Nick Khan, he sent out a memo.
You gotta get some talent out of there, bro. Like, look at the overhead. Why are some of these like? I'm not advocating like just from a numbers standpoint. Like, come on, bro. Like, why are we paying some of these people $300,000 a year? Like,
yeah, it's like what Nick Khan did when he was like first coming in, and everyone was like blaming him when people got released. Like, obviously, ultimately, like Vince back then was like making the final decisions on stuff. Right. But if you bring in someone like a Nick Khan, who's very much a business and a numbers guy, you ask him to look at your talent roster and crunch the numbers a bit, then like there's going to be some casualties, because rosters in wrestling, the big two, the AEW and WWE, they both have way too many wrestlers, which is great for the wrestlers that are employed because they're getting a check every week, and it's great to see that there's that amount of opportunities out there. But in terms of like a business sense and having the amount of hours of TV they have to fill every week, like both companies have way too many wrestlers, bro.
I don't want to say anybody by name. It's like are you gonna fire 5 accountants making $75K a year? Or are you gonna look at one of those shitters that Hunter brought back just to babyface himself, making fucking $400K a year, and just be like, well, yeah, keep doing you, but we gonna keep getting these fucking accountants and human resources people up out of here. It doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll see how it happens. Obviously, we're hoping it's not too dramatic, But yeah, after the Moxley Big Bill match on Dynamite, we had a Roderick Strong promo. He's talking to Renee in the back about the tournament final he's going to be in later. And Cole comes over to him, he reaches out to him. And he basically tries to warn him with Samoa Joe and, what he can do to people's necks. He can seriously hurt people, the big man can, But Roddy says that the Kingdom believe in him, and he is a wrestling legend. That might be my favourite Roddy bit at the moment. The wrestling legend.
Wrestling legend. I fucking love that shit, bro.
Because if you're myself, Manny the Hooper, Joe Hulbert, there's a lot of truth to that.
I'm not gonna let y'all just gatekeep Roderick fucking Strong.
No, not gatekeep, but we do think of him like it's almost like we self-aware know that we put him on a pedestal. Put him on a pedestal. He's probably not on. Like everyone appreciates him. He's a beast. Like I know you two guys love him. I know everyone on WrestlePurists pretty much loves him to a certain extent, but it's like, Hulbert probably puts him in his top 5 of all time.
He's one of the only wrestlers we all agree on.
But
he fucking rolls, man, and he's also funny as well now.
Yeah.
Imagine if this shit fell flat on his face, bro. Like.
Brutal, bro. If his gimmick flopped, like that's legit burying, and that word gets thrown around a lot, like overused way too much these days. Like people were saying it about Tiffany Stratton the other day, but that would have been a genuine burial if like this fell flat on its face. The neck brace, the glasses, the whininess, it just would have made him look like, I don't know, even with as good as he's in the ring.
Yeah.
What have you seen in this private? What have you seen in the chat, Charlie?
No, I haven't seen anything in the chat. It's just you like the neck brace and the glasses. I was just thinking about like the full body render again of him in the gear with the neck brace and the glasses on.
My favourite thing about Roddy's renders is like the glasses are crooked.
I can't look at it and not laugh.
He's doing this weird thing with the net braces.
Bro, this nigga does not need glasses, bro. Like, what is going on?
He's awesome, man.
Good shit.
We're big fans of Roderick Strong. We all are. But yeah, Don Callis, he revealed his masterpiece, his next masterpiece. And he puts over Takeshita. He comes out, gets a lot of heat. Wow, he gets a lot of heat considering what was in the building.
Is this painting gimmick? Is this painting gimmick getting over with, y'all?
I don't particularly care for it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it doesn't take a lot of time.
Yeah, I like Mel getting like a shout out to the props and stuff like that. Like it's great, but in terms of like as a gimmick on a wrestling show, it's
her
like
getting paid and getting featured in front of.
Mm-hmm.
I could do without.
I don't know about this, bro. I don't know about this.
Yeah, Dom revealed his next masterpiece, and it was indeed a. Well, first he put over Takeshita quite a lot. He said he's better than all these Japanese legends like Inoki and all the others. The name of names, and him beating Omega now makes him the best, and he's now going to be referred to as the Alpha. He's more of an alpha than Jericho ever was, and Don's just out there talking his shit, and he's about to reveal his next masterpiece, and it is a painting of him and Takeshita. I believe they are stabbing Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
And Don Callis says that Ibushi is the next target of Takeshita, and he's going to rip out Kenny Omega's soul with it. No, his heart. By beating Kota Ibushi, and all Kenny Omega can do is sit at home and watch like a cook. Don can talk, man. Don can talk. Even when he's being ridiculous like that last line I just said, he's and he did get some heat, but not the heat that he has got in recent times. But I think that was mainly because, like I said, the crowd just weren't. They weren't giving me what I wanted last night, to say the least.
Bro, I think Don Callis is best in the world level when it comes to like being a manager. Like you can argue whoever you think is 1, 2, and 3. I think he's in that conversation with Stoke and Heyman, and even Prince Nana. You gotta throw him out there now. But it's just I think. Prince Nana's not really the pro. I mean, he does get good heat for his promos, but I think he's the best at like the around the ring stuff.
Yeah, just like his presence.
Paul pops me a lot. I feel like
I've been seeing Paul do the same thing since I was a little kid.
Still working.
Yeah, it is, but what I was saying with Don is, sometimes I think he gets the heat on himself a little bit too much, and not on Takeshita. Like that was never really a problem with Kenny, because like Kenny's obviously like fluent in fucking English, could riff, do something fucking ridiculous to the crowd, get him to boo him and shit. But it's just like Don's not making me hate Takeshita, bro. He's making me hate him more. It's just like, well, good for you, like, but. I don't know.
They need to have Takeshita wrestle more. They need to have him just kill people that like,
and then let Don talk his shit.
Like, that the crowd likes, even so.
They do. I do think they need to rethink their approach with the to kind of what you was alluding to with Takeshita and Don, because he does kind of feel like a co-star in all the segments and stuff when he's meant to be like the vocal point of
the
it.
Alpha.
And like even last night, like. The segment was to announce that Takeshita's next victim is going to be Kota Ibushi, and it's just like it was a Don Callis segment, and obviously, like he's the English-speaking person who's going to get the message across. But like Takeshita can still, there is ways of presenting it and doing different things that you can make him feel a bit more in the forefront of things rather than kind of what we got last night and what you guys were just alluding to.
Like back in 2003 when Brock wasn't even allowed to fucking talk, bro, and he was just. And he was just standing there flexing and fucking huffing and puffing and growling. And Heyman was getting his shit off. I never thought, like, Heyman was getting the heat on himself. I was like, yo, he's getting Brock over as fuck. I think that's what Don needs to do. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. That's, like, not Heyman-esque enough for me. But, he needs to tweak that shit a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's just the overall presentation of it. It's just, like, even the way they frame the segments, like Takeshita's always stood in the background. They need to have him like front and center in them.
Front and center, put
so like people are actually like focusing on
talks.
them. Yeah,
something like that.
And it's like, I think, kind of like a in the subconscious of like fans' brains as well. It's like Dun's. You thought when he moved on from Kenny and went with Takeshita, you're like, okay, this is it. You know, like Dun's found his new, his new golden goose, his new meal ticket, his new guy, and then it bleeds into like, oh no, actually he's building like a team. You know, like Takeshita's not enough. He needs to call on Ospreay. He needs to call on, he's been interacting with Aussie Open. He tried to put, like, he was doing that weird stuff with Jericho when he was trying to convince him and then turned on him.
He's talked to Garcia like 3 times.
He talked to Garcia last night and in the past as well. And it's like, it's about, like you guys have alluded to, so it's more about like Don Callis and his family that he's building to take down Omega rather than it being like, Don Callis has just moved to Takeshita because Takeshita's better and he's the better athlete and he's the new guy and he's beat Kenny twice and da-da-da-da-da-da. So, like I said, I just think they kind of need to rethink the presentation and where they actually are with the roles in it. So I don't know who's actually in charge of the creative on that. I'm sure Tony's involved. I don't know how heavily involved Donnie's creatively with it. Kenny, But yeah, I think it just needs tweaking a bit.
Him screaming in Japanese got over as fuck.
People booing
the shit out of him. And they just stopped doing it. They're just like, you know what? You're not going to speak Japanese anymore. Just stand there. All right, thanks.
Like, even if they had just done a thing in the segment last night where, like, before, like, they revealed the painting, the Takeshita just said Kota's name. Like, even that would have made this feel, like, 10 times of a bigger deal because he's, like, addressing it directly. Like, if he had just said Kota Ibushi, like, I think that crowd would have popped for it, so...
Yeah,
I would have popped for it, but that's just me.
Same. Yeah, anyway, next up, we had backstage with the Blackpool Combat Club. They're being interviewed by, I think this one was Marvez. Bryan Danielson's fired up and he challenges Big Bill and Ricky Starks to a tag match. He'll be teaming up with Claudio. Mox is all fucked up in the back.
Is
Mox concussed, bro? Like,
that's what he was trying to play up. I think that he was
okay. Because when Claudio came in and made the save, right? Like Big Bill or Ricky was on the apron, one of them, and they're like, it was like Claudio and like Danielson, and they were ready to do fucking BCC attack, and Claudio was like, yo, get up, Mox, and Mox is just laying on the fucking ground, like, oh. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Ricky was laying him in with the shoe, brother.
Battering him with a fucking shoe.
That first shoe shot was shambolic, bro. I was like, oh no, Ricky, you're about to go viral for all the wrong reasons. But then it started looking fine. I was like, all right, you say
heat of the moment, brother. Heat of the moment. But yeah, Ray Phoenix, they're being interviewed, of course, like I just said, Blackpool Combat Club, and Ray Phoenix just appears on screen. Gets in Mox's face because he's telling him he's going to beat him next week because that is the match that gets set up for Moxley at Grand Slam. He's going to be defending the international title against Ray Phoenix and kind of like a little pushing and shoving starts to break out between the guys, and Eddie Kingston is in the back with Claudio also in the back, and then whilst all this commotion's going on in front of them, like you can just see in the background Claudio and Eddie are just staring each other out. And, this goes on for a little prolonged amount of time. And it just ends with Eddie. Eddie just laughs to himself and he tells Claudio that he'll see him soon. This was a nice little touch. I just wish that we got more of this kind of Eddie Kingston, Claudio, Moxley triangle playing out on television. Like, if this was me and I was booking Dynamite, this would be like at least 30 minutes of my show. Like this sort of stuff.
This will be the running story of my show. I agree.
Yeah.
This right now. It's real shit they're doing over there, brother. It's real shit that they're doing in the
God, I'm so excited.
I really I don't know if y'all saw the interview, but it was either fucking Danielson or Mox, and they were just like, it was right after the Blood and Guts. And they were like, oh, well, after the show, you guys hugged out with the Elite. What was that all about? And I wish I knew who it was. I'm gonna just go with Danielson. Danielson was like, "Oh well, we're not necessarily the good guys or the bad guys. We're just the BCC. We just kick ass. Like we feel like we can toe the line." And I feel like last night like really showcased that because they were good and believable baby faces against Ricky Starks and Big Bill, in my opinion at least. And like they looked like baby faces. They came out, made the save. I was happy that Mox wasn't fucking killed. And in the backstage segment with Phoenix, I was like, oh, wait a minute. These guys are pieces of fucking shit, bro. Like, they took Phoenix out for no reason. Like, and I was like, these guys are pieces of shit. I want Eddie to win at Grand Slam. Phoenix needs to get his get back on Mox. Like, these are real tweeners that we're dealing with here. Monty, like, none of that bullshit you watching on fucking Friday nights, brother. We're fucking LA Knight not knowing if he's a heel or a face.
Nah, he's a full face now.
These are real tweeners we're dealing with.
Full face, brother. LA Knight was just for a while when he was transitioning into a full-blown babyface. He was just a babyface that was wrestling heels.
Yeah.
No, he was just a babyface wrestling other babyfaces and turning those babyfaces heels for 10 minutes.
Imagine getting cucked like that as a babyface, bro. Like, you think you're
and
then just like, yo, go out there with LA Knight. Just go out there with LA Knight, bro. You'll be alright.
Bro, they had the I think at one point they were just really testing the waters of it because he wrestled Rey Mysterio, bro. He got Rey Mysterio heat, bro. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that in my life.
They got Rey Mysterio booed for the first time since fucking the Yes movement. So like when that clip came up on Twitter, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the Eli Drake's doing this? Son, like,
I love him, brother. I love him. But yeah, next on Dynamite we had Renee backstage with Hook. Orange interrupts basically before he gets started, and he asks Hook what he's always mad about, what he's frowning about, and it was a pretty respectful exchange. But Orange Cassidy just seems he's just tired and fed up and hurting, and poor Orange. But I'm not sure what they're actually trying to do here with this Hook thing. I don't know if they're going to tag team together or if they're going to have a match or. I don't know. I don't know if this was just satire.
I
don't know.
Title off of Hook again, right? Like not right now. So I don't know. I can see them doing the Odd Couple thing, where it's just like Hook's the fucking emo kid that he's not emo, but the fucking angsty kid that hangs out with the best friends and shit. I could see them doing something like that.
That'd be a fun little angle. I'd enjoy that a lot.
The people that like that stuff would really enjoy that. Like that side of wrestling fandom that was like, oh my god, this Hook and Danhausen stuff, this Hookhausen. Oh, this is real storytelling. This is real wrestling. This is how you run a promotion. And I was like, this is fucking terrible. But I wasn't hating on it because I was like, yo, not everything needs to be for me. So y'all enjoy y'all little fucking Hookhausen fucking fan fictions where they're all in the fucking boiler room fucking. Or whatever you fucking perverts was cooking up over there. I'm gonna give the match a chance. And I gave the match a chance, and Danhausen went out there and did Danhausen things.
Hookhausen, bro. Forgot. I erased that from my memory,
Bro, Monty thought that was gonna end Hook, bro. Monty thought that was like that's Hook's career. Like it's over. They've ruined it.
Bro, there was like. I can't even remember. I can't even describe it properly, so I'm not even going to bring it up. But there was some weird angles in that shit, bro. Anyway.
It was a strange time for AEW. It was a weird summer.
Yeah. Anyway, next up we had Toni Storm versus Shida versus Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose in number one contenders match. The crowd was pretty brutal for this, I can't lie. The match itself wasn't exactly something to get them on the feet. To be honest, I thought it was actually quite mediocre without being like brutal about it. It was pretty.
It's not the best 4-way they've run.
So. At this point, where I'm at with the women's division is, if it's not bad enough to create discourse, I'll take it. 2 thumbs up. I'm happy. That's where I'm at with the AEW.
We made it,
Yeah, we made it through another segment. No discourse. We did it, baby.
Oh, the bar is in hell.
I hear that.
Hell, bro.
But yeah, Toni Storm won. That's a good.
She did win. And she rolled up Britt. So.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. What the fuck was that curb stomp?
Oh my god, it was really bad.
A curb stomp to the middle of the back?
Bro, I don't know what happened on that curb stomp, but she swung her leg and it did not hit.
Oh my god.
God bless, man.
It was. It's like. I really want Britt to be good. I really want her to improve.
It's just like sometimes Britt goes out there and he's just like, yo, did you learn how to walk this morning? Like, are you just like getting this walking thing down pat? Like, forget the wrestling portion. Like, your whole motor functions thing. Like, did you just come out of a fucking coma? Because it's kind of crazy what she goes out there and does sometimes, bro. Like,
they need to.
Yeah.
They need to dial back the Brit exposure a little bit. I get this whole thing.
I don't think it's that crazy at the minute.
I don't even think she's fucking.
But it's not. But she's.
It's still too much.
The quality of the matches is just. It speaks for itself.
I said this on live stream. Is Britt Baker Britt Baker's a star of the division? So they're like, okay, we need to put her in these spots. Like, she needs to be on Dynamite as much as we can put her. Like, she needs to be in these pay-per-views if we can get on the pay-per-views. How many people in 2023 are buying tickets or buying pay-per-views to watch Dr. Britt Baker DMD wrestle?
Well, I was gonna actually make a similar point of I was watching Dynamite last night, and Britt Baker makes her entrance and everything, and it's like, and I know the crowd wasn't the greatest; it was a small crowd as well. On top of that, I just don't think a star presence and stuff. Yeah, a star presence and stuff. She still feels like a star compared to a lot of the other people on the show and stuff, but compared to where she was, it feels very different now,
Yeah.
I'm not a Britt hater, bro. Like, her crowning moment at Double or Nothing 2021 was one of the things that I was most excited about. Like, while watching that pay-per-view, like, today's the day that Britt gets crowned. Like, I was a DMD fan, bro, but it's just like the regression and like it's just it's bad, bro. She's bad.
They need to do something. And I think, honestly, just having her off TV for like 6 weeks would do her the world of good in terms of like re-establishing her star power and that. Maybe not for her in ring, but could it get worse at this point?
It seems like she's going to be going into something with Sheila because they had a little bit of afters after the match and stuff as well. So
yeah, they've actually been teasing a non-title feud with top level players. So I guess.
Yeah. A couple people need to get off TV right now, bro. Like, I love Jericho. After Grand Slam, he should probably take a break. He probably should have took a break after Double or Nothing, honestly. Big AO Elite, he wanted to take a break. TK ain't let him. He said, we need you for these quarter hours, brother. OC, I'm not getting tired of him, but I'm not really interested in seeing him just like spin his wheels until they figure out what they can do with him. Let him take a break. And then DMD, she's been needed a fucking break, bro. Let's get her up out of here.
Yeah. Just do the thing where you cycle in other talent. They used to do it all the time. Yeah, and I know people bitched about it, but with some of these guys, you need to do it.
I didn't even really hate that method where it's just like, we're working with this block of talent. And they're gonna get through their stories. Then we're gonna move them off. Then we're gonna work with.
Yeah, when it's like that, it works for me. It's like with AEW, though, at times it would get really aggressive. Like people would get cycled in almost week to week. And it wouldn't be like. It's better when it's like how you just laid out where it's like, okay, we're gonna tell this story for 3 months, and say for example it's Hangman and Swerve, and let's say Swerve wins. Like that would be seen as like catastrophic for Hangman. We've just lost his spot to Swerve. Like if he went away then for a while after doing like a 2-3 month feud, then that's sweet. But it's like when it gets really like problematic for me with AEW is when it's like, okay, we're doing this story and Hangman's going to be around for like 1 week, and then you're going to get a week of then he's going to be gone for next week. Then the week after that, you're going to get a pre-tape. And then you don't see him live for like another 3 weeks or something like that. That's when the cycle thing is like, okay, this is bullshit now, But yeah, tell your stories. Let talent get cycled in and out and stuff. That can definitely work.
Kenny's the only guy who gets cycled out now. Come on, bro. That's just not necessary. It's spiteful.
It's spiteful. You're having a bad day already, AO,
I've had a terrible day already. You coming on my fucking.
Speaking of the chat, we'll do some super chats before we keep this moving with Dynamite. Keep them coming, people. Any questions, any takes, anything like that from Dynamite or anything else, Get him in. O'Shea, 199. Appreciate you. CM Daddy and Queen Jade to the Fed. We up. Hey man, 2 big signings, brother.
That's one of the only things that really gets me, bro. That really just gets under my fucking skin.
For O'Shea.
To war. No, not that fucking loser, bro. fucking rich ass fucking daddy's boy. Bro, I've gone to war for Jade. Should I have not wasted my time? Absolutely not. But
just like you did for Cody.
Just like I did for Cody. And the people I was defending her against are now like, oh my god, Queen Jade, WrestleMania main event. Fucking dick, you fucking loser, bro. You was just being racist, misogynist, and insulting her, like all of her like everything that she's put like the last 4 years into. Like for years you was doing this. For years, bro. And now you love her because she's going to your fucking favorite wrestling promotion. If I ever do that, fucking kill me, bro. If I ever like genuinely dislike a performer because where they work, just shoot me in the head in Roblox, YouTube. Don't demonetize us.
Yeah, the switch up on Twitter was pretty crazy.
Nasty, bro. Like,
I happens with everyone, but with Jade, it's aggressive, you know.
Because if she ends up staying, the switch back up, like, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Showtime Spurs, $5. Appreciate you as always, brother. Jade leaving hurts 100 times more than Cody. I don't know about that. I'm a fan of both, so like when either goes to either company, like I don't get hurt by either way, you know. But Cody wasn't good for like the image. I'll put it that way. Really wasn't. It really wasn't good. And I think history, like with time, when we look back on it, it'll be more like it'll stand out more. That like when Cody left, it's like that's not. it just wasn't a good look. I don't think at all.
Bro,
he was the face of the revolution, man. Like
when was Cody left, I wasn't hurt. I wasn't hurt when Cody left, even though I had been a Cody Rhodes fan since I was literally like 10 years.
It was in a weird place.
It was in a weird because it got to the point where, bro, I went to 2 different Dynamite tapings where I lost my voice booing the fuck out of Cody Rhodes, and that was some of the most fun I've ever had.
You were just playing along though, man.
I was playing along. So much Cody, bro. We were all playing along my entire section. And then like one dude in like the section over got like weird about it. And we're just like, yo, like what the fuck is your problem, bro? You know we're all kidding, right? But it's just like I maintained at the time, I was like, yo, if Cody was just like adamant on never turning heel, it was probably for the best that he got up out of here, because this situation was never just gonna gonna let you get your fucking American Nightmare white meat baby face fucking shit off again, Cody. Like not until you went heel first and then switched back to baby face. So I was like, all right, bro, get up out of here. But Jade, like, she just got back. Everybody was excited. Like, people were just like, let's see, I can't wait to see what Jade's got in her bag now.
It's coming back to do business on the way out, brother.
Monty, I don't know if you saw any of the reports from Rampage last night. They were saying it was the fucking Jade versus Statlander was match of the night. Got fight for every chance, and this is awesome chance.
Yeah, Dave said people were telling him it was like the best match of Jade's career.
It sucks, bro, because I always believed in Jade. I'm not a coomer, bro. There are gorgeous people on television every week that I'm like, get them the fuck off of my TV screen right now. Anna Jay, stop coming on my television screen. I don't like Jade because she's gorgeous, bro. I genuinely think she's she's a huge star. I think she could be a huge player in professional wrestling. And I'm buying her stocks, bro. And it hurts that she's leaving and going to fucking HGH land, bro. It hurts after everything that I've done for her. You feel me? After I single-handedly, it's like, but it sucks, bro, because I don't fucking watch WWE. So like, what? I get to watch her wrestle like 7 times a year, if that, because no woman gets booked every pay-per-view. No man really gets booked every pay-per-view except for fucking like Roman if he wants it. But
yeah, well, we'll see. I'm sure but obviously we'll get into it a little bit more a little bit later. But you know, we'll see how things play out. Showtime Spurs, $2. That Hangman quarter hour though. Yeah, there was a nice little bump. There was a nice little bump for it. It was definitely a nice little bump for it because
I only saw last week's Hangman. Hangman drew again?
I'll assume. I remember seeing WrestleNomics posted from last week's, and there was a nice little bump for it. So I'm not sure if he's referring to this week's or last week's.
I'm not gonna let you. Not a nice little bump. It was the largest bump of the program.
Was it?
All right. Yes, it was.
Yeah. No, it was. I sort of reports about that.
WrestleNomics.
I haven't seen for this week.
Okay, so yeah, like last week, yeah, it was yeah, it was a nice little bump, man. It wasn't this crazy.
Oh my fucking god, bro! What happened to the Darby Nick Wayne?
Yeah, that fell off a cliff. Anyway, ratings talk. We don't want to bore the listeners.
Yeah, we don't want to bore. Even if you don't like Nick Wayne,
I do that enough on WrestlePurists Live and shit like that, you know. Ricky Starks, $1.99. AO, you want to take this one?
No. Richard Starks, $2. PWI, I'm Ibu's daddy's number one. That's all that matters. Hey man, love is love. Just go be quote unquote Ibu's daddy's number one at go do that at Stanford, bro. Go do that up north.
Listen, Starks is a beast, man. Anyway,
then go be a beast on fucking Monday Night Raw. You love Raw.
He'll do great in
WWE. You're awesome. I can't
Custodian, wait. Brian Pillman Jr., $1.99. Appreciate it. I personally think I should have been top 150.
You'll be there next year, bro. Don't worry. When they put that North American title on you, and you get the fuck out of fucking the loose cannon Jr., he'll be there next year, bro. Don't worry. Sean's
gonna cook up a masterpiece.
I genuinely believe that he'll be presented well in NXT.
Oh yeah, so do I. I think if they get him in the PC and he picks up a few new things and he comes along nicely and stuff, I think they'll want to do like some actually like featured cool stuff with him in NXT at least.
I don't think that's an indictment on AEW, bro. Obviously, two very different companies, very different fucking like structures and like resources and shit. They just like one class a week with fucking Bryan Danielson an hour after call time's just not enough to get somebody to improve the amount that Brian Pillman Jr. needed to improve to be taken seriously on Dynamite or even like fucking Rampage.
Well, Chisholm, appreciate you as always, brother, with the $5. The women's PWI list is coming to look real nasty. I'd be very shocked if Rhea Ripley doesn't top that list.
It's gotta be Bianca, right? Because it's June to June. She was pretty much champ for like 80% of that time, right?
I think it's like July 31st till July.
Rhea won the Rumble from number one, though, bro.
That's obviously a huge accomplishment.
Then obviously she won the title at Mania, and she's been super dominant in terms of the singles record as well. She's done good business. She sells a lot of merch.
She sells more than Bianca?
Yeah, bro, she sells more than like...
Wait, she sells more than everybody, doesn't she? She's
basically, LA Knight. Yeah, there's LA Knight. There's the Monday Night Mommy shirt.
Monday Night Mommy.
Yeah.
I get it, bro. God bless everybody who loves Rhea Ripley, but I don't
I'm Your Mommy as well.
She's obviously a good worker. I'm not taking that away from her at all.
She's awesome, man.
The whole people falling in love with her gimmick, and I don't know. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it, bro.
Yeah, the mommy stuff is a bit, but as a wrestler and as a star, she's fucking awesome.
I'm gonna watch her versus Ashley one of these days. One of these fucking.
I can't believe it. Well, I can believe it.
You haven't seen it. You still haven't watched it.
I haven't seen it.
Awesome.
Bro, I loved that match. That match was really good. One of these days.
Dunmaz, $5, appreciate you. Mikey Nichols out here giving dudes shoot headbutts and emerald flosions, and bro can't get a spot in the 500. What happened to the game I love? I agree, brother. Just on the effort alone in the G1, he deserves a spot.
There, the thing with the G1, half of it fell in this year's qualifications and half of it fell out of this year's qualifications. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects things.
His first match alone with Hanare should have got him in the PWI.
That should have got him at least in the 400. So.
Chuck, you know what the actual thing with the G1 is, though, right? Mm-hmm. These motherfuckers aren't fucking watching New Japan, bro.
Yeah,
they're not watching.
There's not a lot of sickos like me that watched every single show.
That is very true,
bro. I clicked on their page because I saw the top 10, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? I click on these people's. I click on the page, the Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I click on they have like the managing editors, Twitter, and they have like the two senior editors, Twitters. Bro, they're drones, bro. They just love WWE, bro. I was like, yo, Dynamite was yesterday. Where the fuck are y'all tweets? Y'all don't watch this shit. Like, so if y'all don't watch Dynamite, y'all definitely aren't fucking watching Puro. Definitely not watching with fucking shooting Skywalker and DDT, whenever the fuck that happened. But
Jacob Donnelly, $5. Appreciate you as always. Kenny barely on TV. Young Bucks barely wrestle. EVP's getting lazy after those new contracts. All emoji. No offense, Charlie.
Hey, man. The Bucks have wrestled more in the last like 6 weeks than they had in like the last 6 months.
Yeah.
What tag team is wrestling more than the Young Bucks right now? Like FTR, because they have their own fucking. They have to respect their daddy's TV show, and it's about time because they didn't fucking wrestle at all with the tag belts until Collision came along. So and then
like Aussie Open, but like those are the only two tag teams that wrestle like more than the Bucks.
Like, what are we talking about here? Kenny's definitely.
The Kenny thing I can't argue. I have no case for that. I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
I'm not sure what's going on with Kenny.
Yeah, I've got my questions. You know.
Yeah.
Mushin Iqbal Raja, £1.99. Appreciate it. Thoughts on All In attendance? I assume this is about the turnstile number that came out as what is it? 72,265. I think it was around. It was in that region anyway. But yeah, turnstile number's a turnstile number. I think the reason why it became such a big topic of discourse was because before All In, when they were selling all the tickets and we were just getting all the ticket updates off WrestleTix, the number that everyone was like targeting was the 80,709 from WrestleMania 32, which is the turnstile number, because that was like the only number that people really had to go off, because WWE announced like 110,000 or some bullshit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
And then from the public records, from the earnings report, it was like a really wide range of like 73,000 to 84,000, which obviously you can't really put a singular number on that, you know. Of course, you could work out like the median number or something like that, but even still. So that was the number people were going off, the 80,709 for WrestleMania 32 in Texas. And, obviously now the turnstile numbers came out for All In. Everyone's trying to get the leaks back. You know, everyone's trying to be like, oh, well, we didn't beat WrestleMania 32. But, as WrestleNomics pointed out, and it was pointed out to them by a source that, usually the turnstile number at Wembley Stadium for an event is usually around 10. What was it? It's only like 80-90% of the number. So in reality, the actual attendance probably is close or exactly right to what Tony Khan announced as the paid attendance. So again, I think that's the reason why there's been such a lot of discourse about it, because there was so much focus on the WrestleMania 32 turnstile number. So if we're going to take the turnstile numbers as fact, and that's how you look at things, then cool, fair enough. You can take that win for WWE if you want. But if you're one of those people, it's just funny with AEW fans, because some of the AEW fans were like focused on the turnstile number, and now that it's the AEW All In turnstile number, they don't want to know. So if you're one of those people, are kind of like, you've got to question yourself, But if you're it's a turnstile number. It's a number.
The thing with Wembley Stadium as well, this is just like my experience with it, because I've been to Wembley Stadium loads. Those half the times the things fucking fail, and they just let you in through the side doors next to the turnstiles, like because of the scanners just aren't working. So it's like, you got to take those sort of numbers with a grain of salt. And I would say that for WWE, if they ran there as well, this isn't a bias. That's just my experience with Wembley Stadium. I've been there like 6 or 7 times, and I think I've successfully scanned a ticket like 3 of those occasions. So it's just a bit shit.
Shout out England, you know. We like to try to do things properly, but yeah, if you are a turnstile number kind of guy, then fair enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For like bringing this up as much as I've seen brought up on the internet the past day or so, but if you're not a turnstile person and that wasn't the number that you was focused on in the lead up to this, then yeah, fair enough. Ignore this turnstile number, but if you're gonna focus on the 32 turnstile number, but not this one, then obviously that's ridiculous. And you know,
I get there are people that are just really into numbers, like outside of wrestling, like just like they see numbers, they're interested, they want to know what goes behind that, all that. Cool, bro. Have your fucking hobbies, but outside of that, if AEW having a turnstile number not matching the tickets sold, like upset you to a crazy degree or elated you to a crazy
keeps you
degree,
up at night.
I'm here to tell you to please get another fucking hobby, bro. Because this is a disgusting, like even like the drones dunking on like AEW, bro. Like they're gonna get $1 billion rights, media rights deal. It's coming, bro. It's gonna fucking happen. And the fucking and the AEW fleet that are like, oh my god, what's going on with the dub? Like TK, don't tell me you lied to us, big bro. They're gonna get a fucking $1 billion deal, bro. It's gonna be fine. Like stop, bro. Stop obsessing over it. Doesn't fucking matter. Who cares? Who gives a fuck, bro? The Eagles kick off in 30 minutes. Please watch football. Get another hobby. Please.
Now, I think
you care about wrestling to a disgusting degree.
I think the one thing I will say about that though, which is that absolutely applies for most cases anyway. I think a lot of focus on this is because this is about the number, you know, like this is to do with like the number for the highest paid attendance or highest attending wrestling show of all time. So the two fan bases both want the record so bad, you know. And
I don't care to argue, bro. AEW, whether like 10K people whether all the fucking turnstiles failed and there was really 8,000, 100 billion people in there, or AEW sold the tickets and then 10K people decided, you know what, AEW is actually really fucking shit, and I'm not going to show up to this show that I paid for. They still sold the tickets either way, bro. So there's no grand conspiracy.
Still got the gate, brother.
MDB 999. There's no AEW got caught capping in the chat, bro. They didn't lie. They sold the fucking tickets, bro. Like they sold the tickets. It is what it is, man. I don't know what to tell you. Cry, I guess. I don't know. Don't cry. Celebrate. Either one. Do something. Just be normal about it.
Just put the phone down for a minute.
Yeah, it's been like as soon as I saw the WrestleNomics post and then got to check out like the Brent Borough Council, like them putting it out there, the turnstile number and stuff, the local government, the local council, should I say. As soon as I tweeted it on the WrestlePurists account, it's like one of the first replies was like sarcastically, like, I'm sure this is going to lead to a really rational, level-headed conversation. It's just like, I knew that when tweeting it. Like, people are going to be weird for the next 2 days about this.
I saw the WrestleNomics tweet, right, Monty, and it had like no traction. And then I saw you tweeted it, and it had like 500 likes in like 5 minutes. And I just scrolled as hard as I fucking can. I was like, get me the fuck away from this tweet. Because I don't fucking care, bro. Who cares about this shit, bro? Like,
yeah. Bro, that coming out, the Jade news coming out, and then the PWI list dropping in the same 24 hours. It has been a hell of a day on Twitter.
They had a nice little three-peat.
They really did.
I love how these lists and awards only matter when their guys on top. I have to respect it. I have to fucking respect
there is a part of it you've kind of got to respect.
I have to pop, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, that Friday after the Seth Rollins Cody Rhodes Hell in a Cell match, bro, them throwing a fucking parade because Uncle Dave giving that 5-star they was begging for so fucking bad after a decade of saying 5 stars don't mean anything. Like, are you people not fucking? You people not have any shame, bro? Like, you don't have any fucking shame.
Kind of beast.
I saw the match. I saw like the first 5 minutes of it. He did something else.
We've got a couple more super chats. Keep them coming in though. Like I said, any takes, any questions, anything like that, get them into course. Will Chisholm, as always, appreciate you with the $5. If this Jade stuff is true, Tony will never push a woman like Jade again. I don't think he will anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he will anyway.
I don't think he will anyway.
I don't think it was his idea to push Jade like that. I think it was fucking Cody's idea.
Aaron Blim, 199. Appreciate you very much, brother. Seth, nice. Number 1 when he's got 6 guys on his show. Better than him.
Generous. It's more like let's round that up to a dozen.
To be fair.
How many people am I taking over Seth Rollins, bro?
How many people are you taking over Seth Rollins? We ain't got enough time for that.
Yo, continue the show. I'm just gonna look. I'm gonna do a quiet little
count them up. All right.
Bro, Gunther's on the same show. It's raps. Like.
Listen, we'll get to this list.
Yeah.
But next on Dynamite, we hear from Jericho. Well, there was Saraya and Ruby. They do like a backstage interview with Renee, of course, after Tony Storm just won the number 1 contenders match. And of course, there is, all the. They're just fed up of Tony Storm shit at this point. Saraya and Ruby are. But anyway, next up, we hear from Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. And, it starts, obviously, they've already got the match booked for next week at Grand Slam. It's like 2 friends wrestling, how it's been portrayed. And, they start off by stroking each other's egos, putting each other over. But Sammy Guevara basically switches it up and he's like, I didn't get into wrestling to be someone's sidekick, to be your sidekick or anyone's sidekick. He wants to be looked at like Mox, Danielson and Chris Jericho himself. And, he wants to step out of his shadow. But Jericho does not think he'll ever be ready to beat Chris Jericho, and things get a little bit tense. Have a little handshake and a bit of a face-to-face stare-off, and not a bad segment, But again, it wasn't like the most heated thing. Blame as much of that as you want on the crowd or whatever, but wasn't really heated. But it wasn't a bad segment, was it, Ayo?
I liked it. Maybe I might be biased because I like both performers a lot.
You do.
But,
you have been known for that.
I'm known to be unbiased, actually, Monty. But sometimes it just seeps in. By the way, I got my count, and it's 14 wrestlers I'd take over Seth weekend. I'm gonna spit them off real fast because I remember.
Charlie's just lagged out. So
Charlie's lagged out, so I'm gonna do this bit real fast. We have. Tell me how many you disagree with. Chad Gable, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor. You're definitely gonna disagree with Finn. Walter. I'm not going to include anybody else from Imperium. Jey Uso, Kevin Owens. I'm taking Gargano over him. Who else? I'm taking Gargano over him, bro. Who else?
After the conversation we had before we went live.
That's how I really don't like this nigga Seth, bro. What else? Ciampa. And I'm taking New Day. 14, baby.
Gargano is crazy.
Gargano is bro. That was a wild look, bro. I was looking at it. I was like, "Am I taking Gargano?" Oh yeah, I'm taking Gargano over this nigga.
Oh man, but yeah, we just that's Ayo's list of better than Seth.
And that's just Monday Night Raw.
It is his own show. We'll keep it moving with the Dynamite review. I think Charlie, sometimes the computer just crashes on her and she just gets completely owned, and I think that's what's.
For Chuck. She needs a new laptop.
Yes. Next up, we had MJF Adam Cole promo, pre-chat promo, and it's about who's going to win tonight in the tournament final and face MJF at Grand Slam, and he's cutting a promo on both of them. Adam Cole kind of looks awkward as he's ripping into Roderick Strong, as you can imagine. Cole's been slightly conflicted with all this MJF and Roderick Strong stuff. And then MJF, when he gets to Samoa Joe, he gives us a bit of Steiner math, some MJF, some Maxwell Jacob Friedman math, and he does his own version of the Steiner math promo. Nails it. Not sure how many takes it took, but he absolutely nailed it. And, man, people loved it. People loved the Friedman math. What did you think of it?
It popped me. I was in...
Yeah.
Like, usually when people do that shit, you see it coming from a mile away. That shit came out of nowhere. I was like, is he really doing this? Is he really? And he committed to the bid. He did the whole fucking speech. It was good shit, bro. This AO era of me being an MJF fan is crazy, bro. Like who would have thought, Monty? Who would have ever fucking thought I'd be an MJF fan?
All he had to do was basically become a babyface and completely change who he was, you know.
Bro, literally all you had to just stop with the fucking Reddit incel shit, and we would have been cool, bro. And
I think that was the main part. Yeah.
If he goes back, bro, MJF, I'm turning my back on you again. But I'm gonna pray that you don't. But
it's cliche. He's just got really tired, didn't he?
So fucking tired. You doing the same thing every week, bro. But and for 20 minutes every fucking week. But it was good. I really liked that he explained that he wasn't gonna be here tonight. There was still people on the Twitch watch along talking about why is MJF not coming out for the save, bro. He just said in the pre-tape that he's not in Cincinnati, guys. Like he wasn't in the building. It was a pre-tape from the week prior, but yeah, it was good shit. Better Than You, Baby continues to be one of my favorite things in wrestling right now. I still don't know where it fucking closes, but you know they doing their thing. I'm surprised there's no. I thought they were going for Roddy versus Cole at Grand Slam. Like I thought that's what this was headed, but apparently not. They're gonna Roddy's gonna keep gaslighting Cole. Where do you think they blow this off, Monty?
I think they're going to go the long game, and it's probably going to get blown off at Full Gear in November.
The entire angle, like Better Than You, Baby, or just Roddy versus?
Oh no, just the entire thing. Like, I think the last MJF Cole match will be at Full Gear.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I hope that they have some really cool stuff planned. You know, like last night was a nice little pop, and it kind of kept the people that were tuning in hoping for your MJF and Cole stuff. Like it scratched that itch for them. Because even though it was a pre-tape, like MJF managed to do something really cool and viral. You know, so we got that out of it. But hopefully, and we know that people in AEW have kept a keen eye on this bloodline stuff, and I hope they kind of learn from that, and you don't get to a point where they're just spinning the wheels with this storyline. Obviously, it's very different because the bloodline storyline's been going on for 3 years. This has been going on for 3 months, you know.
Going on fucking 4 years because it was summer 2020. Yeah, summer 2020.
Mm-hmm. So obviously very different in that sense, but you can still spin. You can still get caught kind of lacking and spinning your wheels with these things. So hopefully it's all carefully planned out, and they've got some cool stuff planned, and there's not too many pre-tapes, even if they are cool ones like there were last night. So. But yeah, I think this whole thing goes to Full Gear. I think it goes all the way. If it goes any further than that, then I may get spiteful. You know.
I will say, while I don't disagree with that logic, I will say I was thinking I would get spiteful if this continued past All In, and now I'm just thinking if this ended at All In, you missed out on a major opportunity. But
All In was a bit earlier.
Yeah, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I'll know when I don't like this shit anymore. When I don't like it
anymore. Next on Dynamite, Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage. Third time that they've mixed it up in AEW. Very, very nice match. Very, very nice match. It wasn't it wasn't a 5-star spectacular, but it was really good. It was really good.
It was a really good match.
Good stuff, man. Swerve Strickland came up midway, caused a few distractions to Page, put him off a couple times, but he
stood on the fucking top of the ramp.
Page managed to come through, get the win in the end. He cuts an out of breath promo on Swerve. Could barely make out a lot of what he was saying. At one point, he said that Swerve's got no balls.
He said his balls was in Prince Nana's Burger King.
The delivery was just kind of. You can let it slide because it was straight after a match, you know.
Yeah, he was blowing his shit.
Yeah, it popped me in the match as well when he goes for the 619 and he nearly fucking gets tangled up in the ropes and shit. And you don't just kind of act oblivious to the near botch that happened, you know. He kind of smiles it off to the crowd and stuff, and he baby faces it really well. Hangman's great, man. Hangman is great.
What a talent, bro. And I have to deal I have to deal with fucking bricks in my ear telling me that he's not him every fucking day like Moxley, bro. He's fucking
He's great,
Page,
man.
bro. Oh my, Hangman Page is one of the greatest wrestlers to ever be born in America, ever.
Well,
I'm gonna fucking say it, bro. I'm gonna fucking ever. It is what it is, man. Yeah,
thoughts and opinions at AOs and AOs only.
Look, as people at me on Twitter, Monty, and they're just like, "Yo, am I allowed to have this opinion?" I'm like, "You're a grown ass man, bro. You're allowed to think whatever the fuck you want."
There we go. We got Charlie back.
No, I promise you're allowed to think whatever you want, bro. It's gonna be alright.
Charlie, did your computer just decide to die again?
Bro, the whole Wi-Fi just crashed. Like, I was sat looking at the box because the light was flashing on it. I was just like, it's going to crash any minute. And I was literally just about to say BRB, and it went. I was like, sick.
Well, you came at the right time. We're talking about Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage. So, good match, wasn't it, Charlie?
It was. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't think it was their best match together. I think the Double or Nothing one was better.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I watched that like the other day. But no, I enjoyed it a lot. It was a good TV match.
It was. It was nice. It was, like I said, it wasn't anything like spectacular, but it was a really good, nice TV match, you know. And we got, like I said, he cut a promo on Swerve, and them two went back and forth, and Swerve basically said that the gist of it, of what we got, where we ended up, was Swerve wants Hangman in his hometown of Seattle at Wrestle Dream. Big match. Of course, the direction that we was all expecting it to go, judging from last week. And yeah, man, Wrestle Dream. Swerve, big match, huge match for Swerve. Probably the biggest of his career. As a singles, anyway, of course, the Wembley match, in there with Sting at Wembley is like crazy, But as a singles, this is probably the biggest singles match of his career.
Bro, this is his fucking first singles pay-per-view match, isn't it? In AEW.
That sounds right, but I'm not.
That's kind of
I'm not
crazy.
A statistics guy. Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Either.
I don't know. It sounds right though.
That's crazy.
It sounds right. But yeah, Swerve versus Hangman. That's what we're getting. That he got made official a bit later. Then later backstage we had Daniel Garcia interviewed by Renee, and she's about to interview him, and Daniel Garcia's putting himself over, talking about like how he goes viral, how the crowd loves him, and he's dancing. Yeah. He's talking that real, bro.
He's talking that shit. He's talking to the fucking booker.
He's frustrated. Like, he actually came out genuinely. It was a good little promo from him. But then he's interrupted by Don Callis, that fucking piece of shit. And he's trying to poach him. As me and Ao mentioned a bit earlier on. But Daniel Garcia is not interested, and he does the dance in his face, and we all popped for it on Twitter, and he, I won't say he went viral again, but, we was all posting about him. But yeah, DG, man. Big fans. I don't know if Don Callis is going to be able to convince him. I don't know where they're going with this, but hopefully we get more Daniel Garcia as a singles,
Yeah, because wasn't the rumor that Garcia was meant to face Ospreay at Supercard of Honor? Was that where the Tanahashi match happened?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think it was originally meant to be Ospreay, and then he got injured in the New Japan Cup.
Oh, okay.
That's what I can confirm to you. It was not a rumor. It was booked.
Yeah. I can't remember how public that information was. That's why.
Wrestling Tana's still really cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, Wrestling Tanahashi was still a big moment for him, and one that people don't really talk about enough. But, yeah, it's just interesting how it plays into this whole Don Callis thing.
Bro, like, I tweeted about it earlier. Give Garcia something to fucking do, bro.
Yeah.
Like, when he was the fucking Black Trunks, shitty little boots wrestler, bro, that everybody cried about having no fucking personality, but was a really good worker. TK had him on fucking TV all the time in big spots, wrestling big dogs, multiple main events against Mox, main event against fucking Dragon, bro. Was in there, like, was fucking swimming with them, bro. Like, they weren't carrying him for shit. And the quarters and the main events was drawing too. Like they were doing good numbers. It wasn't no fucking Nick Wayne versus Darby Allin where Darby's a star who draws and the fucking ratings tank. And I'm not even taking a shot at Nick Wayne because I like him. Unlike a certain Brit up here, but I like Nick Wayne. But you know, some people just aren't ready for that spot, and Garcia is. So fucking do something with him, bro. He was in the best angle in AEW last summer with Danielson and Jericho, bro. And it's just, and Jericho won Garcia, and it's just like, all right, I see where y'all was going for this story, but what the fuck is that done for Danny's career? Got him ready for WWE or something? Like, do something with this nigga, bro. Like, I don't want to have this same conversation about another young talent with a very promising future going to Stanford in a couple months. I don't want to do it.
Yep.
Going Florida, brother.
Oh, I almost got us. I almost got us off the platform, but I'm quick on my feet here. Stop what I said.
Anyway, speaking of Nick Wayne, tag teams with Darby Wayne here takes on 2.0. Matt Menard got some nice reactions, man. A couple of Daddy Magic chants and stuff like that. You know, people like Matt Menard and 2.0, man. Yeah. Kind of wish that, like, I'm not saying they should be going on, you know, tag title run or anything, but like people like them and people take to them, and you know, they probably won't. I'm not saying they need to be wrestling every week or anything, but we're probably not going to see them wrestle again for like fucking however long.
They're in a Rampage match, I'm pretty sure.
I was going to say on Dynamite, but who are they wrestling on Rampage?
They might not be in a Rampage. That might have been last week.
They're wrestling on Rampage sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't actually watch Rampage live anymore. You want to eat, Charlie? Honestly, it's because it's not even because like it's just an hour show and it's not, you know, it's not the most like marquee show that they do by any means. It's like after you finish SmackDown, I'm already struggling at the end of SmackDown at 3 a.m. in the morning. It's like, I've got another hour. Like, it's
bro, I don't even really watch Rampage anymore.
Rampage.
It's too much at all.
I haven't even watched the Bucks Rampage match yet. Like, that is how tapped out of Rampage I am. It's really bad.
Dare you, Charlie.
I know, fake fan.
Has been a lot better the last couple
of weeks. I've heard.
I want to. There's a couple of matches that I need to check out. So I haven't watched the Hangman match from Rampage like a couple of weeks ago. Like
Brian Keith.
I do like Brian Keith.
Was that Rampage? Yeah, that was Rampage.
Yeah, that was Rampage. Did you see that match, Monty?
No.
I was actually surprised they didn't really let him get his shit in. It wasn't a squash, but like he didn't really get to show off his offense or anything. Like, hey man,
I might have. I don't know. But that says a lot, doesn't it? But yeah, this match was. I guess it was pretty inoffensive. I don't think this match was announced before the show, unless Tony Khan done a tweet. And you know, the crowd is always going to pop for Darby. You know, they kept it short and sweet. And I still have my reservations about Nick Wayne. He can do all the set pieces and stuff. I thought the finish was really cool with the moonsault to the outside at the same time as the coffin drop. And he's very, you know, he's very good and athletic in that sense. Nick Wayne, he's at the set pieces and stuff like that. And I guess if his matches have enough good set pieces that are smartly placed in them, then he can have really good matches as well. But I just think his transitions and his bits in between are just kind of he's fucking 18. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that's as cool as it is for him, like getting this contract and like being like thrown into like these big storylines straight away. It's also kind of crazy because he's 18. Like I'm happy for him, but
don't pull the plug on this, right? Whatever you're planning to do with this, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And then let's get him off TV. Let him be Christian's Jungle Boy 2.0 if that's what they're gonna do. But have him wrestling on Ring of Honor consistently and against like real vets, not against fucking indie shitters. And then let him keep getting better. Like get used to the fucking.
That's the sort of shit
like Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels.
That's the sort of shit that I always hoped like Ring of Honor would be kind of trying to pull off. Down like with it, like not even become a full developmental, but when you've got someone like a Nick Wayne, and you can be like, oh, go wrestle Christopher Daniels, and you can go out there for 15 minutes,
Yeah,
you know, like, get your shit off, learn what you can out there, you know, let Daniels kind of like, you know, lead you through a match and and that sort of shit where, you know, the young talent that have got promising potential but might not be like the perfect polished product for TV yet. They can get the reps in and get more polished working with your I keep saying Daniels because that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But like, people like that, you know.
They've been there with fucking Hollywood hunk, bro. Ryan Reynolds. Somebody could do fucking 60-minute Broadway.
Bro, like Nick Wayne learning from people like Christopher Daniels and like Matt Sydal and there's other Ring of Honor names. Like there's other people there. I know there is, but like
all those guys.
Cole Cabana.
Oh, look at my face, bro. Like, he's so fucking disgusting.
Come on.
But yeah, like get him in the best.
I like Nick. I think he's really talented. I don't think he's a TV wrestler right now. Who fucking is at 18 years old?
He's not. But he went straight off of like a huge indie run straight into like weekly TV.
Right.
And like you can tell he's taking time to transition, and it's like
the chat.
It's not the worst thing because some of the stuff with Darby does hide it, but the singles match was a choice for a main event last week.
Someone called him the White Scripts. That's crazy.
That's nasty. That's really nasty.
Scripps is 5'3" and 300 pounds.
That's crazy.
So why would you say that? Why would you say that, bro? That's fucked up.
I think it's just lashing out, you know?
Yeah, it's just spiteful, bro. Just spiteful.
But anyway, after that, we got the Excalibur announcements. Any announcements that you want to kind of point out? Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page is made official for Wrestle Dream. I don't actually have the list in front of me, so I don't actually know everything else that got announced. Just the Grand Slam stuff that we already knew.
The Grand Slam card. Yeah. I could pull that off.
We've got Phoenix versus Mox. We've got the women's title match, which is Saraya versus Tony. Got Mox you've got Claudio versus Eddie. And you've got the world title match, which obviously we now know is Samoa Joe versus.
Yeah, so I got it up right now.
And Jericho versus Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy versus
Jericho. That's the one that I missed.
MJF Joe, Saraya Tony Storm, Mox versus Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. Good card on paper, man.
Yeah, it's a good Grand Slam card.
John Moxley versus Ray Phoenix. That's how you get me seated for a television program.
That's inspired booking. I know, like, it makes sense story-wise, and they've already had a match this year, but it's still inspired booking because it's going to be a great match.
Low-key, it's time for the Lucha Bros to go their separate ways. They've won the AEW Tag Team Championships. They've won the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Let's get them in some singles programs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
They're so much better as singles, bro.
They keep teasing like the Death Triangle stuff, and then Pat keeps getting injured.
Yeah, or just fucking off back to fucking Newcastle upon time.
Living nice, brother, you know.
Living in this fucking castle up there, bro. This fucking state.
In the AEW Dynamite main event, we have the final of the Grand Slam Eliminator Tournament to earn a chance at MJF's AEW World Championship at the aforementioned AEW Dynamite Grand Slam at the Great Arthur Ashe Stadium. Good match. Samoa Joe gets the win in the end. Good match as expected. Great match as expected.
I got
physical. Go on.
I was disappointed by this match.
Yeah, they didn't quite get the time that they needed because they didn't realise they were going to do as much of an angle at the end as they
8
did.
minutes. Where's the angle, bro?
Like, yeah.
I thought they were going to build on the collision match. I thought they were going to hit harder, get more shit in, and they just didn't. They low-key got less shit in. I was surprised. I did like the match a lot, though. I really enjoyed the match. But rewatching it this morning, I was just like, hey, man, I don't collision match kind of shits on this one.
Yeah, the collision match was better, but yeah, I think it's just because the angle, they had so much planned for the angle at the end, I guess. That's what they really wanted to drive home with it. And for the time that they were out there, it was really good. And of course, it was really physical and stuff, because of course it's Roddy and Samoa Joe, you know, and they did some cool spots and stuff. And Roddy got some good heat. And So did Joe at points as well. It was a good time, but it wasn't. The collision match was better, and it didn't. It wasn't like a step up from the collision match like you may have hoped.
That's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Because like when their music hit, it was like 9:25. I was like, oh shit, we're getting time like that? No.
Yeah, same. No, when it finished, I was like, fuck, we're getting like a 5. I looked at the time, I was like, we're getting like a 5-minute angle here.
Yeah.
What's going on?
We were mad confused on the live stream because it ended and we were just like, wait, like, was it meant to end there? And then they did all the shit with the angles. So.
Because apparently SmackDown ending at like 9:57 is just a thing that happens now.
Yeah, because especially with like Raw as well, because of they've got fucking 3 hours to work with, so but yeah, sometimes like just like a normal TV show, it's like if a normal TV show ends at like 57, 58, it's like it's business as usual. Whereas AEW, man, they're right up to the end, like sometimes even to their disadvantage, because they can't let certain moments breathe at the end of the show like they're supposed to, and they just go straight off air, and you go straight into like
WCW before though, right? Like mid sentence, we're off air. Is that a rap?
I don't know. I don't think they have. Okay. I don't think they have. They've come close though.
Yeah, they have.
They have really come close.
I get that last sentence in, and then off air.
They've cut it close. But yeah, talking of this long angle, Samoa Joe gets on the mic after his win, and he does the whole "Oh Max," and he calls him a kid again, and takes a few shots at him, and he says that he's going to take everything that he loves, that he has, away from him, including the AEW World Championship. And after this, Samoa Joe goes to walk to the back, and Roddy and the Kingdom, Kingdom are checking on Roddy, and he's, he seems like he's coming around. But then, then Adam Cole comes out to check on Roddy Strong, and he starts selling his neck. He takes a flat back bump. He's rolling around on the floor, screaming for Adam. He gets. They put him on a stretcher and everything, and he's saying, "Adam, I can't see him." He's just doing serious performance art, And yeah, the Cole and the Kingdom were like arguing over this performing artistic Roddy Strong on the stretcher.
The Kingdom don't get enough credit for how well they are playing this whole thing straight.
Yeah,
because Roddy's being so fucking ridiculous, and the Kingdom were just like, "Do you see what you're fucking doing to him?"
They've really embraced their roles in this story. It's fucking beast.
Oh man, but yeah, that was fun time. And then Cole and the Kingdom are arguing as they're going up the ramp with Roddy and stuff, and Samoa Joe appears again, chokes out Adam Cole, MJF's best friend, chokes him out, leaves in lane. Joe reminds us that he's going to take everything away from MJF. Samoa Joe comes off looking like a monster again. Every time he gets a chance in a post-match angle, any kind of angle or brawl or segment, he always comes off so well. I fucking love Samoa Joe, man. He's one of my favourite wrestlers ever.
Real wrestler.
But yeah, a lot of angle after this, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of angle.
Once it played out, I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah.
Him killing Adam Cole. And
it's just the flailing arms.
Putting his foot on top of him and flexing on top of the ramp. I was like, yes, this is what Tony Khan signed Samoa Joe for, bro. This moment right here, bro. Real wrestler doing real wrestler shit.
So fucking good.
I love Joe, man. But yeah, fired up for this MJF versus Samoa Joe match.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, we'll see how WrestleDream plays out. We'll see how Grand Slam next week plays out, because they've got a good card on paper, so they should be having a legendary night. And it's not, I know there will be some talk about the again attendances, and I guess it is worth bringing up because the first time AEW done Arthur Ashe and they had that great Danielson versus Omega match, the one that we all remember, but went to a time limit draw. They had 20,000 people in there, bro. Over 20,000 people. Yeah. The next year they came back, and it was a substantial drop. It was a substantial drop to I think it's like 12, 13.
Yeah.
So that's a substantial drop, you know. But because it's still 12, 13 people, it kind of got brushed under the rug by like the AEW faithful because it's still 12, 13,000
because it
people.
does,
So it's still a big event for them and everything. So it kind of gets brushed aside and come around this year, bro. And
they haven't even cracked 10.
Not
And
10.
They
haven't even cracked 8.
They haven't cracked 7 yet. They're just over 6.
If I'm AEW and we crack 8, I'm ecstatic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like,
at this point, even with the loaded card, at this point, 100%. Because the last ticket update was 6,000 something.
Okay, I'm on Cage Match. Grand Slam 2 did 13,800, so around 14.
Yeah, substantial. It was a substantial drop off, but it was still like 14,000 people. So it was still seen as like a win, you know.
Yeah, it's a double taping as well because they do the Grand Slam Rampage as well.
Yeah,
and we don't know anything for that. And people know it's a double taping, so like even with like only selling 6K tickets, how many of those people are going to stick around for another 2 hours? Like the fact that they haven't announced anything for Rampage yet is a bit scary. Like,
I'm getting everything on that fucking card, bro. If I'm Tony Khan, like it might not get 8K people in there, but at least I fucking tried. Like you gotta say you fucking try, bro. You're a fucking wrestling promoter, bro. Like all you can do.
They need to set up a big stat match. They need to like set up a trios match. Like just do something. You've got plenty of
Willow's
people.
a fucking New Yorker. What is she doing on the show?
Yeah.
Statlander's a New Yorker. What is she doing on the show?
Have them face each other.
Cooking.
I actually had word from AEW. Willow is not getting another title shot until she finally wins a title. So she's not losing any more title shots.
Okay, so maybe that won't happen on the Grand Slam.
That could be very good and very bad.
Yeah.
Like, very good or very bad, should I say?
Because you don't want to see Willow constantly lose, but at the same time, it's just like this is what kept this mandate is what kept her off
on her
Wembley.
on Friday, to be honest.
Wait, what'd you say, Monty?
No, I'll just put a belt on her on Saturday. You know, I'd make one up.
Bro, because
bro, she should have beat Athena.
People at AEW were pushing for her to be in the 4-way at Wembley. And AEW, because they have this new mandate that's just like, we're not beating Willow anymore, like in title matches. They're just like, no. Which makes absolutely no fucking sense to me, because
she didn't have to get
pinned. Look weak losing in a 4-way.
Yeah. Bro.
I don't know. I think that's all the reaction to Willow not winning the match against Athena last time, and it was coming off quite negative, and there was quite a lot of backlash on the booking of that. So even if she did, I guess they would still have those sort of backlash. Yeah, there was quite a lot of backlash, to be honest.
I don't know how you noticed that. My timeline was just like celebrating how great of a match it was. I didn't even see all that.
It was a mix of people being like annoyed that Willow didn't get the big moment, and the fact that it meant that Athena was still trapped in Ring of Honor. Yeah, especially after that match. That match was great. Bro, get Athena on TV.
Free Athena, bro. The only fucking Ring of Honor champ that's trapped there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's baffling.
Like, you can't even say Shibata, because Shibata's on the fucking pay-per-views.
Shibata's not even...
He doesn't even do TV tapings,
do you know what I mean?
Like, he does them every now and then.
Oh, yeah, he is signed, isn't he? He's signed now. Did he get a graphic? I can't remember.
Who, Shibata?
He didn't get a graphic.
No, he didn't get a graphic.
I remember Tony. Like, Tony loves talking about him at like the media scrums and shit. Don't know.
He just re-signed with New Japan not too long ago, but they haven't sent over any new LA Dojo kids, so he's kind of just like chilling in Los Angeles right now.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, because all the graduates are in the fucking Bullet Club. Sounds
very based. All power to him. A couple super chats, keep them coming if you've got any. Drizzy Drew 199. TK's got Jimmy Jacobs, and I still don't see creativity.
Bro, between WWE and AEW, like, why the fuck did they decide the Zombie Princess is the guy that's just like, oh my god, like, I need this guy helping me write shows? Like, why? Why?
Now, Tony was saying before, Bryan Danielson recommended Jimmy Jacobs to him, and Jimmy Jacobs' role is more of it's not, from the sounds of things, it's not heavy and creative. It's more so helping TK with just kind of keeping him organised, helping him just keeping organised with his busy schedule and stuff like that. Okay. Is the way he was kind of portraying it anyway.
This nigga running around in his fucking tutu in TK's office is crazy.
Charlie, I know you've seen this. It's popped me because I saw a clip. Phantom FTW 2 pound. Any takes on Cole Carter's MILF lover gimmick and ROH?
It's I think it's so fucking rules.
Wait. He's doing what?
He's paired with Maria Kanellis right now, and he's just doing a MILF lover gimmick, and it's the funniest shit ever.
It did pop me, I can't lie.
So they doing like
he's not begging her to come out to matches with him and shit like that, you know.
And he's wearing shirts that say like "I heart hot moms." It's just funny. It really does crack me up.
It's not good. It's good shitter stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Evo is so cooked, bro. Please look at this shit. Like
what?
Like he loves pretending like he's a fucking 46-year-old man. Like, hold on, I'm about to bring it up right now for y'all. Like, what is wrong with
What's he done now?
Bro? Oh, like, no. What's actually wrong with him?
Mid-podcast, bro, just like fucking idiot.
I've had enough of backup Hangman, bro. Like,
what's he done?
Like, here, look. I'm gonna show y'all right now. Look at this shit. What the fuck is this tweet, bro?
I can't
like, what did you do? How did you fucking...
It's loading. Okay.
The
greatest of all time.
Fucking tweet link here, bro. And they're clowning him with the Stephen A. Smith fucking picture. Take a look, y'all, and has the fucking the JPEG fucking.
Oh, he's brutal, bro.
Like, what's wrong with him?
Oh, you see, people don't understand, like, except for like us guys that like deal with these old husk of a man.
Bro,
you know,
like fucking 27 years old, bro. Like, why is he acting like this?
And well, like, ideally, like, he would be really like he would know how to set up his own streams, and he could do like solo streams where he's talking to the live chat and stuff. Because we all know that he loves to fucking talk, and he could fill up that time, you know, and people would have questions for him and stuff. And it'd be really cool if he could like independently set up his own streams and stuff. But bro, it's like, I'm sure our audience will know this pain of, like, you know, when your mom's like trying to set up a new phone. Some shit, you know, like, it's very much a similar experience trying to explain anything like that to me.
Technology, bro, it's crazy.
He's
he thinks his old man gimmick is a shoe.
Like, being in Discord with Ebu sometimes, and like listening to him trying to like just find matches for us to watch and like navigate Google. Like, he's just, I don't get it.
Quite tragic. It's quite tragic.
It is. Shout out backup Hangman. We love him, really.
But yeah, we reviewed AEW Dynamite. Let's talk a little bit more about this Jade Cargill thing as like an actual subject, you know. So we'll kind of just run down the reports. Of course, we've already talked about it a bit, so if we've got anything to add, we'll get to it. But yeah, it looks like Jade Cargill may be done with AEW. It was reported by Sean Rossap late last night that Jade Cargill is likely finishing up with All Elite Wrestling. PW Insider also added later on today, saying that according to AEW sources, the belief is that Jade Cargill's current AEW deal expires as soon as this week. There were discussions with Cargill about staying, but nothing new was ever agreed to. She is not currently slated for any other AEW appearances. For Select followed up on their initial report, saying that those that we've spoken to within WWE are of the belief that her deal may be structured in a way that could see her sign imminently. There was discussion of Jade Cargill holding option years in AEW, but we've not had that confirmed. We haven't heard why specifically that Jade Cargill is looking to make a move, but one source indicated that it isn't a financially motivated decision. And whilst all these reports have gone in, Dave Meltzer basically said a similar thing to what I've just read out from the PW Insider and Fox Select reports, basically backing up the reports as well. But Raj Giri, former owner of Wrestling Inc., and he has been known to know, like, he finds out little things here and there. He seems very convinced that this is
he's
this is not going down.
Flag on this.
Yeah, but I saw a tweet earlier. It was like, I'll bet 5 people $50 that Jade Cargill stays in AEW.
Like,
What
he's
a
really
beast.
planting his flag on this. Like, he's not going for Mercedes where he bet his career on it. He's with Mercedes, he said, I'll never report wrestling news ever again if I'm wrong about this. And he ended up being right, bro. But
He did.
I don't know, but SRS is he's not backing down either. Like, what the fuck is his name? Raj Giri was like, who wants to bet that Jade stays in AEW? And SRS replied, I do. And I don't know, man. I feel like y'all should kind of talk this out in y'all fucking DMs instead of letting this play out on the timeline, because somebody's leaving this situation looking like a fucking idiot.
So, like, Raj Giri done the first tweets kind of skeptical about it, like, earlier on this morning before the PW Insider report came out, I believe.
Yeah.
And, you know, for whatever it's worth, like, there was kind of, like, rumours and talks going on amongst some people that we'd hear about, like, you know, Jade is in discussions about, you know, like, she was in discussions with AEW, you know, and that may have been what Raj Giri heard, I don't know. And, you know, this was touched on by the PW Insider report, as I just read out. There were discussions with Cargill about staying, but nothing new was ever agreed to. So that kind of, for me, knowing going into this that there was like kind of those rumours floating around that she was in discussions with AEW.
Yeah.
Then Raj tweeting those kind of like hinting that he knew something confirmed sort of thing. That was just me kind of trying to connect 2 and 2 together. And then when I seen the PW Insider report saying that there were discussions but nothing new was ever agreed, it was kind of like, well, that's dead then, you know.
Yeah.
She's probably going WWE from the looks of things. And I'll be honest, I know this is the AEW Dynamite review. I know we have a lot of AEW fans in the live chat. The idea of Jade Cargill in WWE excites me very much. I think there's a lot of cool matchups in there. People have said for a very long time that Jade probably does suit the presentation and style of WWE a bit more than AEW, to put it lightly. And in AEW, you know, towards the end of her run with the TBS title, you could tell that they just didn't really have many ideas for her. Yeah. Maybe it was because of the position they put themselves in booking-wise, or maybe they just don't get...
Fell out of love,
maybe they just don't get what she can be or what she could be or what she is right now. I don't know, but that being said, the idea of her going to WWE does excite me, whether that's against Rhea Ripley, whether that's against Bianca Belair, whether that's against any of the other top stars in WWE. There's a lot of cool stuff I think she can do there. And I think that it won't be the worst place in the world for her to realise a large chunk of her potential. I like it. I like it.
I'm devastated by this news. I'm obviously the fed bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to the idea. Like, I'm not a fucking idiot. WWE's business is doing fucking gangbusters right now. It's insane business. Doing fucking $12K for a fucking random ass fucking SmackDown taping in Jerk Off, Idaho and shit. Like, that's awesome. Like, they're doing amazing, right? But I don't subscribe to the idea that WWE's the big leagues in any sense of the word, because I'm a mark and I think the internet wrestling community actually drives the entire discourse, and I think we're the wrestling fans that actually matter, and not the 3-year-old that got a fucking hat or the parents that dragged their 8-year-olds to a show or whatever. Like, the real fucking fans, bro. So in that sense, I feel like you're pretty much on equal footing no matter what company you go to. You just have to get your shit in order. That being said, I don't think there's a glass ceiling in AEW for male talent. Like, but I do think there's a glass ceiling in AEW for a talent like Jade, where she's more about like aura and presentation and looks and just like is WWE the better fit for her? Probably. Will I be watching? No, I fucking hate that shit. But I hope she goes over there. I hope she kills it. I will be watching her pay-per-view matches, because I do watch Fed pay-per-views, because it's just wrestling for the most part. Thank God. But Yeah, man. I don't know. I hope she kills it, bro. But I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
I love Jade Cargill. I've always stand her, always defended her. And it's not because she's extremely attractive. I shit on extremely attractive people all the fucking time. Sky Blue used to get it from me bad. Somebody from the roster actually hit me up and was like, "Yo, can you please lay off?" Like she's kind of like her feelings kind of hurt. And I was just like, "Yo, she just gotta get better, bro." And I only had like 4,000 followers at the fucking time, like 5,000 followers, bro. But I don't fucking like I really think Jade, the AEW had something with Jade, and I don't think they were ever.
Yeah.
I don't think they're ever gonna reach it. I don't think they're really interested in trying to find where it is. Hunter fucking sucks. Maybe he won't reach it either. But at least it's a different set of eyes on her and trying to do something new. You know what I mean? Like, so I hope she does well, bro. But I'm very disappointed. I hope it's fake news. I hope she stays with the dub forever. And I hope she becomes the greatest women's wrestler of all time in AEW. But, you know, you can't always get everything you want.
Nope.
I think there is definitely a big shame to it, like what could have been, what Tony could have done better with her, what whoever was in charge of creative could have done better with her. And one thing that I've seen a lot from, like, you know, because you always get it when talent leave or move or anything happens. You know, you get the certain parts of the fan base just coping. Yeah. You know, and like, I'm not even talking about the people who, like what AO was talking about earlier, like people switching up their opinion. Oh, she's bad now, or oh, she's great now. If you're a WWE fan, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the people who are like, oh, she probably done what she could have done in AEW.
No,
bro, what are you talking?
She hasn't wrestled anybody on the upper card. Like, she hasn't wrestled. She didn't
really
DMD, not that we
anything,
really need that.
you know?
She hasn't wrestled fucking Hater. She hasn't wrestled a ton of people. I don't have the fucking roster open in front of me right now, but it's just like it's just unfortunate, bro.
If you look at
people she could have worked with,
like the mainstay women they have on AEW TV at the moment, like Jade didn't wrestle like at least 50% of them. It's like,
probably bigger than
did she ever wrestle Shida? I don't think she did.
I think she did because I remember them kissing, I think. But hold on, let me try.
No, that was
I know she did it with Tay, but she did it with let me see, Jade. No, she didn't wrestle. She didn't wrestle Shida.
No.
Not 1-on-1.
Like, she didn't wrestle Shida. She didn't wrestle Jade.
She wrestled Rosa.
She did wrestle Rosa.
Yeah, she was in like a triple threat match as well with Rosa and Nola Rose, was it?
Something like that, yeah.
Like, we went over during the space last night, and shout out to everybody who popped out to the space, bro. We had fucking over 600 people at like 4 a.m., which was
That's
insane.
Crazy.
But SRS was fucking there. Hold on, let me. Like, I went through her cage match, bro, and her top matches of all time. Her number one match of all time on Cage Match is literally the Shaq match, her first match ever. And then it's Annie Sky Blue, 3 Red Velvet matches, Ty Valkyrie, Billy Starks, Marina Shafir, Ty Conti. Like, she didn't even fucking scratch the surface.
Yeah.
This division in AEW, bro.
When you put it like that as well, it's quite
crazy.
brutal. It's quite brutal.
And she had the title for like over a year.
And
they had a fucking running around with Bow Wow at one point. Like,
Emi Sakura, who has trained hundreds of wrestlers, male and female, couldn't get a fucking match with her on television because she was relegated to dark for whatever reason. And I'm not even one of those. I'm not a Joshi pervert saying, "Oh my God, push Queen Emi for Wembley." I'm not saying that, bro. But give her a fucking. She's obviously a very good wrestler. She knows how to hold a greener talent's hand through a match and make it look good. Put her on fucking television. Let her wrestle 3 times, bro. She's wrestled. How many times has she fucking wrestled Red Velvet? And I actually like some of those matches. I like 2 of them a lot, actually. The cage match kind of shit on them unfairly, I think, but still, man, the point remains. Like, there's a lot of matches that could have been made. Like, Yuka was around. You could have. Did she wrestle Yuka? No, she didn't.
No.
So Yuka's around. They don't fucking put her in the ring with her, and then she just goes back to Japan. And now it's just like, all right, well, we need to get a match for Jade. What's Anna Jade doing? And that's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Man, it'll be interesting. Because I do think she will be a hit in WWE. If I'm being completely transparent, and people are gonna have some shit to get off about that if it does play out that way. What could have been, what could have been,
It is what it is.
what could have
been.
Got a couple super chats. Keep them coming, people. Keep them coming. Will Chisholm, $5. Appreciate it. It's going to look nasty to see Tony Khan dance around the Jade Cargill question.
I love Jade. I've always loved Jade.
That's gonna be
really good
crazy.
And I've had a blast working with Jade for the last 4 years. But it's just one of those things where you just couldn't come to terms. And she's moved on.
And he'll stretch that out. That chunk you've just said, it will stretch that out over like 4 minutes.
And everybody just forgot what the question was, and nobody cares anymore, for an actual answer. And it's just
Tony loves a long-winded answer. Sometimes he just gets going. God bless, but whatever. Will Chisholm again, $10. Appreciate you very much.
Yeah.
I know it's not okay to assume, but if it's not many, do you believe it's because Tony wouldn't let her... let me start this again. Slight typo. I know it's not okay to assume, but if it's not money, do you believe it's because Tony wouldn't let her work with other AEW big stars and WWE will let Jade work with WWE talent?
I think it's all money, honestly. I think WWE threw a bag at her and she came to AEW with it, and TK was just like, "We like you a lot."
You're not buying the line in the Sean Rossap report that it's not about money, then.
Oh, did he? I haven't read a single one of them, honestly.
Yeah, apparently Sean said, according to one source close to Jade or something like that. I am paraphrasing, but it's not a financial decision.
I mean, Brandon Phillips, Jade's husband, has $100 million in the bank, so that makes sense. But I don't fucking know, man. My assumption with her not working the upper card talent was to not cuck the entire division, but also make Jade continue, keep her looking like a fucking monster. So but it's just, at the end of the day, what the fuck did that even accomplish, bro? It accomplished fucking nothing.
I think it's my opinion and my speculation, my assumption would be that it's not about money. It's not about why can't I work Britt Baker or she. It wasn't any of that. I think it was more that she had many of the same frustrations that us as fans did with her. The end of a TBS title run, it feeling just kind of whatever, and I genuinely think she just lost interest in working at the company, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her for that, because the last bit of her run was very uninspired. I think that's probably the perfect word for it, uninspired. And I think that in turn made her uninspired, and she just kind of got over it, and she was just I'm over this place and ready to try something now.
The streak was treated like a huge deal, and then at the end it was just like, oh well, this is the thing that we do with Jade. We send out somebody, she Jaded 1, 2, 3. We put on the Tron, another win for Jade, guys. We did it.
Yeah, I think she's just looking for something a bit more something that excites her a bit more and gets her going a bit more, because like I said, that last bit of a run in AEW was very uninspired and just kind of boring.
And if that's the case, fair enough to her, bro. It's the same reason why Toni Storm got the fuck out of WWE. She was like, "What the fuck are they doing with me here? I gotta go." And she got up out of there. So I genuinely hope that she's a huge star in WWE.
Yeah.
I root for everybody black over here except for Hit Row.
Ibrahim and Yang.
I'll read this.
Hangman.
Ibrahim and Yang, $2 super chat. We appreciate you. I'll read this in your voice. The Jade Bianca standoff will probably moon mountains, hunty. Yeah, it'll probably be good shit, bro.
You even added dialogue.
Nah, he wrote it. You just don't see it.
Invisible ink, brother. Will Chisholm again, appreciate your $5. It's going to look funny when Tony gives Edge $4 million, but tries to give Jay $250. Jay's probably making some more than $250 now,
bro. I was gonna say this.
He said we cool, right? But I will say that the point you're making with the joke super chat is there may be something to it, you know.
There is a kind of an issue where TK's just like, well, I've always been a fan of this wrestler my entire life, so obviously I need to employ them and make them very rich. And you don't need to do that, actually, TK. Like, that's not a thing. Like, Edge is a huge fucking star. Like, you gotta bring him in. But some of these other guys, bro, like, let's be for real here. And I'm not really interested in watching Edge wrestle. I'm really less interested in watching some kind of perverse rated FTR nonsense that's supposed to be in collision main events. Like, I do not want to see that. Edge was one of my favorite wrestlers when I was a kid, bro. And this return run has been really bad to me. Haven't enjoyed it at all, but I'm glad he's out there doing his thing.
Bro, I just need him to have a really good run in AEW to watch the Fed stands scramble about it, because it will just be funny.
Bro, we've been watching Ruthless Aggression SmackDown, and Edge before he broke his neck was a fucking monster, bro.
Yeah,
that thing, like, he was doing real spears. He wasn't fucking running and hugging and falling down. He was hitting moves. He had 15 different moves that all had Edge in the name, bro. Like, he was out there step for step with fucking Eddie, Kurt. I'm not using their level, Ray, but he was right there with him and shit. And then, you know, he broke his neck and was just like, well, it's time for me to relax, get this character work shit off. Stop working out, got skinny fat. For that.
Hold on, just bear with me. I've got a little something for the listeners, I guess. Right, so following on from AO bringing up the Nick Khan memo that was sent out to WWE staff about there being, everyone work from home, there could be potential work layoffs, etc., etc. Was sent out to WWE staff. So we talked about it a bit, and there's been a update from Nick Hausman, who says in his exclusive report that while inquiring about whether there would be also talent releases as well as the expected staff releases, a WWE source said that major cuts are expected to the WWE main roster and NXT brand. It was not explicitly said that the cuts would be coming tomorrow, but they have been planned for some time. One source spoken with speculated that Endeavour could lay off a bunch of Stanford employees tomorrow and then wait to release talent at a later date, but that was pure speculation. According to a WWE source that Nick Hausman has spoken to, there is talent releases expected as well, although they may not come tomorrow.
Serious question, Monty. Serious question.
Yes.
Is Hausman known to have sources outside of Punk and Punk's camp?
He's got a pretty decent reputation. He's not Sean Ross Sapp, that's his bag.
I was genuinely asking, because the only time I ever heard his name, the only time I ever heard his name is CM Punk.
It's because a lot of it as well is that he's just started his own like independent website. Obviously, he was like Wrestling Inc.'s like main guy.
Okay, that makes sense.
Up until like very recently, then he's done other stuff as well outside of Wrestling Inc. Like he's been around in the industry for a minute. You know what I mean?
He had to. Fucking Punk's talking to him all the time and shit.
Well, yeah, that's like wild Punk talks to him, I guess, because it's something from like way back, he talks to people in the business. He's always credentialed up. He talks to people, man, and obviously I can't vouch for his reporting per se, but I do aggregate it because he's not ringside news or just like a Twitter troll. Do you know what I mean? So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt in that sense.
Saying that Bruce Pritchard was throwing profanities at Trinity and Mercedes. Yo, I really got people to aggregate that. For those that don't know, the King AO lore, before I was part of WrestlePurists, I used to just throw fake news out there when the big event happened, right? So Sasha and Naomi walked out, and I was like, oh my God, it's being reported that that Bruce Pritchard was just throwing racial slurs at them left and right. It was getting disgusting backstage, and people were aggregating it. We made a space with 1,000 people. People were coming to our space, repeating what I wrote as if it was an actual report. And I was like, I'm sorry, I was just fucking with y'all. But those are the days. Monty, I'm about to bring that gimmick back. That's cool, boss man.
No. It's not. I mean, I'll never forget when Manny screenshotted like a Reddit post and thought it was a legitimate report from Andrew Zarian. And then he posted it, and then you posted it as well because it was something about whatever it was about at the time. And then Andrew Zarian saw that it blew up, and he had to quote tweet it, and there was DMs back and forth, and it was just like a whole. Manny the Hooper's just a piece of shit, basically.
Bro, I lost 20 followers that day. 20 followers I'll never get back. Damn.
Yeah, we blame the Hooper on that one. It's like a running bit that we have. You know, we can't. When Manny sends anything into the group chat or anything, we just don't know what to think anymore. We don't know if we can believe it.
Monty literally banned us from sending in like obviously fake stories into the group chat because we'll send in fake shit to laugh at in the WrestlePurists group chat. Monty was like, "Stop." Because Manny's going to bring this to the timeline, or he's going to repeat it on WrestlePurists Worldwide as if it's fact. And I was like, yeah, fair enough. We should probably stop showing Manny this shit.
Oh, dude.
He's an animal. He's an animal. All right, I'm just firing off this tweet.
Nah, go ahead, brother. Get that ad rev going.
Fired that off, and we'll get into our final thing, the PWI500. The top 10 was revealed. The PWI500, and the whole list was revealed, but the top 10 was revealed first. So we'll just get into the top 10 because we don't have enough time to go through 500 wrestlers. The top 10, starting from 10, was Cody Rhodes. We all know who that is, of course. Joshua Alexander, the former Impact world champion. Orange Cassidy, of course, he's a big part of the being the international title. Kazuchika Okada at number 7, MJF at number 6, El Hijo del Vikingo at number 5, Gunther at number 4, and in the top 3 we have a Shield reunion. We have John Moxley at number 3, we have Roman Reigns at number 2, and we have Seth freaking Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion, at number 1. Charlie, you said you looked up the criteria, so can you just quick brief notes of just what are they looking for here? You know.
Let me put it up real quick because I had it on my phone.
What are they? What are they going for here, Charlie?
They look at like number of like in-ring defense or like in-ring matches and singles matches. Like it's like a certain amount in that specific time frame, or at least 10, which baffled me because I was just like, has Roman had 10 singles matches in the past year? But it's like quality of opponent, like the quality of the belt that you hold, like how you just like get over in that.
Sounds like they're putting a lot of stock into that new belt that Seth's got then.
Yeah,
bro,
it does.
Fuck about that belt.
Pull the.
Who gives a fuck? It's not the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. It's just not.
It's not the Gunther. It's not the Gunther belt.
Bro, it's fucking not.
No, it's really not.
Bro, like, I have my biases, but Monty, when you look at this list, you can see why I'm saying these are obviously like fucking Fed stands, right? Like this shit is nonsense.
Yeah, it's it's always we've already talked about like the lists and stuff. It's like I struggle with actually seeing the criteria making sense now.
Yeah.
You know,
it literally looks like they picked one criteria for who's going to be number 1, and then another criteria for who's going to be number 2, then another criteria for who's going to be number 3. When everybody's not being weighed on the same scale of what actually matters and what doesn't matter.
So the top 5 things that they look for is like in-ring achievement, like win-loss record, championships, tournaments, influence, technical ability,
influence,
competition. So like the quality of your opponent and activity. Why the fuck was Zack Sabre Jr. not higher on this list? Like
they must really undervalue that title.
I mean, New Japan. To be fair, New Japan has a million fucking mid-card belts at this point, but the match quality speaks for itself. The match quantity speaks for itself, and the match opponents speak for themselves. So if you're saying all those things matter, they should matter more than the belt. Like, Cody has accomplished a fuck ton. Main event of WrestleMania, won the Royal Rumble, no gold, is number 10. Over somebody who's been world champion pretty much this entire year in Sonata, who's been an active world champion, who's been drawing, whether you say the houses are on Sonata's back or not, he's in the main event and the houses are doing well. So you gotta pat him on the back for that shit. And I'm not a fucking Sonata fan. I refuse to write his name out, bro. I write that shit with an asterisk. But it still makes, like, if you're gonna tell me these are the criteria that matters, then y'all gotta show it in the rankings. Like, has Roman Reigns had 10 singles matches this year? I'm about to look.
Probably, I think he may have in that time period. Like not in 2023, but in that time period, he has, I think.
Yeah, July 1st, 2022 till July 31st. 2023.
Yeah, I'd say he probably has. Yeah,
so he's probably just about had 10 singles matches in that time period.
I do not see how you put Seth number 1 and Roman number 2 when you say kayfabe's a factor, just because Seth is here on.
Yeah, just put Roman number 1 again.
Just put Roman number 1. Just put him number 1.
Yeah,
that's what they done last year, and it was like.
And it was fine.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I'm sure Roman was number 1 last year, and it was like, well, okay, it's kayfabe list, that makes all the sense in the world, because Roman's been the champion for 10 billion years, you know what I mean? So,
like, people were more annoyed with WWE's booking than they were with Pro Wrestling Illustrated putting Roman at number 1, because they low-key had no choice. But look, I'm gonna look right now. Roman has not had 10 singles matches. He doesn't even qualify, bro. Roman Reigns has only had 11 singles matches since 2021. Not since 2022, since 2021.
So they must put a lot of stock in like the influence part for where they rank Roman.
No, that's Roman's whole
vibes.
Yeah.
I love Roman, man.
It's like
people are like, oh, Roman's only wrestled 6 matches this year.
Yeah,
because he can,
Like,
no one else in the business can get away with that shit.
I like everything about Roman until the fucking bell rings. And I'm just like, yo, get this shit out my fucking face.
Yeah.
But
I find it hit and miss in that sense, because he has a certain way of doing his matches, and it's like you can't just get away with doing it every time. Like, perfect example was the Jey Uso match at SummerSlam. There wasn't enough belief for Jey Uso could pull it off. There wasn't enough heat in the building for the match, and the Roman match did not work in that building on that night at that time with that opponent. But with Cody at Mania, brother, if we would have got the finish that like the fans wanted that day, like that was like a fucking work of art.
Look, I will say, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania was like one of the first times ever I was like, I understand how actual wrestling fans, not drones, but actual wrestling fans that actually watch like all kinds of wrestling, like Monty and Joe, how they can be so invested in this bloodline bullshit. So I was like, yo, this is actually pretty fucking entertaining. And then the greatest finish of all time happened. Samoan Spike, Spear, 1, 2, 3. And I was like, yes, 5 stars. But I genuinely did like that match. But like, I have issues with a lot of his fucking matches. Like, even, I think the only other Roman matches that I didn't hate was like both of the KO matches. Like the Last Man Standing and then the Royal Rumble. I liked those two.
The Logan match.
I really like the Claudio.
I never saw the Logan match. I was out, and then I never went back and watched it.
Bro, going as far back as the Claudio feud, that was ages ago.
The Claudio match was fire, and then also obviously the fucking Danielson match on SmackDown, and then
the Riddle match on TV was really good.
Yeah,
he had a match with Riddle when at like the peak of like the RK Bro stuff, and that was really over. I think it was when Randy first went down.
I really thought Riddle was gonna be a future Royal Rumble winner, bro.
Drew at Clash at the Castle, someone said that was actually quite divisive. I really liked that. It was like a classic world heavyweight title match.
Did they not like the match, or they did not like the finish? I didn't see the match. I was out.
I think there was some criticisms of the match because it was like slower than a lot of people are used to in like a modern main event now. But like for me, I was getting like real like world heavyweight champion vibes. You know what I mean? Like it was beef. It was I think it might have been one for the old heads. You know. I like that match a lot. He has had good defenses, man. He's had more. I think he's had more hits and more misses. But his hits aren't the same as like a Kenny Omega, Ospreay, or Okada. Like he's not the same. He's got his own style, and the thing I like about his in-ring the most, when he's hit, he's like the only wrestler in the world that can get away with wrestling the way that he wrestles because he's such a big star in the atmosphere that he creates in those stadiums and stuff.
Yeah, no one else is throwing on a fucking headlock and then talking to the camera for 5 minutes and people
getting away with it. You know,
I'm not okay with it ever with anybody, but he gets away with it. So good for him, bro. That's a feather in his cap. Absolutely.
I don't know how we ended up on Roman, but Will Chisholm, $4. Appreciate you again. It don't look good if WWE gets Jade and in November Corey Sane comes in. Only thing that's saving Tony Khan is he's getting Mercedes Moné. Is he? Is he? Because if I'm Mercedes, I'm looking at. If I'm Mercedes, I don't know.
Yo, give me my $4 million and give me CC, and I'm there. If I can't get both of those, then hey.
I don't know about CC. I don't know what Mercedes would come up with creative control,
bro.
I'm giving her CC.
Things could get weird, you know.
She could play with her fucking crystals and her fucking moon signs and sun signs and all that shit.
Doing an astrology story.
Astrology, bro.
I'm giving if CC was standing in between me and Mercedes Moné being in my wrestling promotion, go ahead.
Her first two feuds would be Saraya and Britt Baker.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be her first two feuds anyways.
Even with LCC, that's what it's going to be. Yeah. Like, she's going to pick out her feuds regardless. TK's going to be also, who do you want to work?
Ibu, $20. Appreciate you, brother.
You know, appreciate you, bro. That Twitter money.
Supporting the fam, you know, the Twitter money. Shout out Elon. But yeah, Ibrahim and Niang, backup Hangman. Ibu and WrestlePurists. 1999.
I'm going to say in Hangman's voice. The Edge Money in the Bank match was when Rome decided, I don't need to work hard, and entered the aura minimalist till the explosive late kickouts approach. Worked for the Drew Cody matches, and the Bloodline tags didn't work for Edge or Jay. Wait, when was the Edge match?
Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it even says at the start of the Super Chat. Yeah, Money in the Bank. It's when Cena comes back after.
Did I not see that?
Horrible segment.
No, I did see it because I saw Cena come back live. That segment was really bad. Segment. That segment was really bad.
How could you? Why is there multiple people on this channel that hate John Cena? What is wrong with you people?
John Cena
bro, I've had this argument in group chats so many times now. I just never was a Cena fan.
You know, John Cena was my favorite wrestler when I quit watching wrestling. Back in the day, bro, like when I quit watching wrestling in 2009, John Cena was my favorite. I came back. I watched the tape after I became Elite Pills, New Japan Pill. I'm like, oh, this guy fucking sucks, bro. He can't wrestle.
I love Cena, man. I always have when I was a kid, and now that I'm older and I've got an eye for like work rate and those kind of things in wrestling, I still love Cena.
I do respect his work ethic.
No, I respect
him. He's done for the business.
Yeah,
because you can't take that away, no matter how fucking terrible he is bell to bell. But
as a talent, I just can't stand him. Everything else I respect. But like it all started because he did Rey Mysterio dirty, and Rey Mysterio was like my absolute favorite growing up, and I never let go of that grudge.
Bro, that Rey Mysterio shit was disgusting.
It was
when he just comes back and wins the title.
Yeah.
Yes.
When Ray won the fucking WWE Championship, like literally the first fucking match of Raw, and then actually Cena's back, y'all, and he's getting the belt.
I was genuinely heartbroken. Rey Mysterio is like my forever fave, and I was like, bro, I can't stand this man, and I never let go of the grudge. So.
I always
it's good fave.
But when Eddie passed, my love for Eddie just like transferred. It skipped over Chavo and just went into Ray's body, bro.
I think that was the case with a lot of people.
No, literally.
I think that was the case with a lot of people.
Like, Eddie passed away. Everybody looked at Chavo, then looked at each other. They were like, nah. Then they were like, yeah, Ray's our guy now. Ray's our fucking guy now.
I still can't believe I've never seen him live. It's crazy.
I don't know if I have to. I may have, like, when I was younger, but I don't know if I have, like, recently.
I hope he comes over for the October WWE live events, because I'm actually going to one.
Absolutely. They're a good time, man.
Yeah, it's going to be my first one.
It's
crazy. Fun in the building.
Yeah.
They're a good time. They just send out the people that they know people are going to pop for, and they just kind of do stuff for a couple hours, and you go home and everyone's happy, you know? Like, you get to see Cody and do the world, and, you know, you get to do Dominic Mysterio a bit, you know?
It's true.
It's honestly, it's just a fun time. WWE live shows up. But Ibu touched on the Bloodline tags. Roman was really good in there, man. Those both of the tag matches. So there was the title match versus Sammy and KO in Saudi. I think that one was when he was tag teaming with Sikoa. Yes. And then the next pay-per-view, obviously, against the Usos, the Bloodline Civil War, which me and Hulbert, were in attendance.
You know what was actually good, Monty? Roman and the Usos versus Matt Riddle, Randy Orton, and who was the third person?
Bro, that was it as well. He's good in tags, bro. He's good in tags, man.
He always
you want to watch Beast?
I don't have to sit through a Roman Reigns Heat segment, bro. Like,
bro, we still got robbed of the Raw After Mania tag match. Like, imagine if we actually got Cody and Brock versus Roman and Solo. That would have been fucking beast, bro.
Oh, how do you feel about Solo, Monty?
At first, I wasn't that convinced on him because they were doing like the street championship and they were being like really overt with it. Like, it was kind of cringing me out sometimes, you know. And like in ring, he was still coming along. And at the time he got called up, it did feel a bit early. But honestly, bro, like since then, whenever he's been given something to do, he's done more than a good enough job with it. He's swam when he's needed to swim, and he's not like, oh my god, I can't wait to see this Solo Sikoa singles match. You know what I mean? I still think he's got some ways to go in that sense, but I think he's perfectly serviceable in the role that he's playing, and I think he's actually quite good.
Next time he's on TV. He's kind of got go away heat with me, but I'm gonna give him a chance. I remember WWE fans just started randomly shitting on him, and like the Bloodline stands were like, "Yo, what the fuck is your problem with Solo? Like, why are you shitting on Solo?" I don't know if he's like over pushed or something. I don't know, but they were like, WWE fans got on his ass for a couple months there.
Yeah, I was on record doubting him in NXT. Me and Hulbert would talk about it. He was the one that was right on that one.
Bro, Mello was making him look like a clown. I wasn't even watching the show. I was just looking at social media interactions. Mello was making him look like a fucking clown. Then he had that shitty ass match. I did see that because Rob made me watch this terrible match with this one dude. It was like a street fight.
Of course it was Rob.
It was a street fight with one dude who's like not on TV anymore. He's ethnic. I don't know what ethnicity though. And he might maybe some kind of Asian. He like threw a fireball at a nigga or some shit, bro. It was wild. I don't know what the fuck Rob had me watching, bro.
Yeah, man. It's he's coming along really nice. He's coming along really nice as well. And, he'll be good in that role for years to come, I think. As long as he don't fade into obscurity when Roman eventually leaves, you know.
Yeah.
Well, considering the way they've booked him so far, he's booked really strong, you know. He's booked really strong. Yeah, he only really loses singles matches if it's to get someone heated up for Roman, like just before the pay-per-view or something like that, you know. He's booked really strong.
Boa was his name. They were just doing bullshit in NXT, and Rob was like, "Yo, you gotta watch this."
Yeah, because Bo had done the fucking. He would like get possessed by the. I don't know what they were doing, bro.
Oh my god!
I remember posting a clip.
I don't know anything about them, bro. All I've ever seen from
wasn't Xia Li with that group?
Oh, we've gone too far. We need to wrap this up. We need to wrap this podcast up. We've gone way too far now. You know, we need
doing fucking NXT lore and shit.
Yeah. Guys, we really appreciate everyone that's been watching and tapped in so far. But please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. I hope you guys are all subscribed. If you aren't already, please do that. Appreciate all the super chats as always. You guys have been great. Special shout out to Will Chisholm. He's been he's just give us another one. Appreciate you. $5. It's crazy how Cody is way over with the WWE fans. Y'all think Tony Khan think Cody would be this over?
I absolutely think Cody did.
I think he would have at least had his suspicions that Cody would work this way with WWE because I was saying it when like I wasn't the only one saying it. It's not like I was ahead of the curve or anything, but like when he was having that weird run at the end with AEW, with like the fans being weird with him, it was just like so clear that like he was a WWE wrestler, you know, like he's a superstar. You know,
I honestly think he could get all this shit over in AEW, and we would have all ate it up. All he had to do was be a heel for 1 year. That's it. Be a disgusting heel for
I think there's definitely some truth to that, but it's just it just suits WWE. Like the way that he's so. Like the presidential candidate type promos and shit, you know. Like it's just...
AEW fans liked that about Cody, bro. I think they liked that Cody wasn't really.
Yeah, they probably did. But I'm just saying the WWE universe, like,
oh yeah, they fucking
that eat that up, bro. Like, that's what they need, you know.
They need it, bro. What happens? Yeah. What happens if Cody cuts that defeated racism promo in WWE? Like it never happens in AEW. And he just
crowd goes nuts for it. The crowd would go crazy for it, bro. It'd be like, you know, like people would joke and like edit him into like MLK pics and shit like that. Like people would be doing like a serious version of that.
That's so
nice. Not like it wouldn't be like the edited pics. It would be like, like they'd go back to like when Cody hugged like a black fan in 2006.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he's always had our back.
Bro, I can't believe WWE fans still have not let this Cody racism shit go. Bro, AEW fans literally made up that joke, ran with it for like 2-3 weeks, and that was like the first ever joke that wrestling fans let die. And then WWE fans got a hold of it. And they started doing it to make fun of Cody because of that terrible promo, like we all did to make fun of Cody. And then he became a WWE guy. And then Big Swole was like, "Oh, actually, Cody always had the sisters back in the locker room." And then that was just the fucking green light for everybody to be like, "Oh, Cody's actually black. Cody could call my daddy a nigga if he wants to."
What?
Jesus.
What's wrong with you people?
Cody, man.
Oh dear.
Pretty good that Cody. That Cody guy.
I love Cody, bro. He's gonna come home eventually.
Yeah, guys.
Stay over there, so
he's 100% coming home. Whether it's 10 years from now, 15, he's coming home.
All right. And on that note, we're also going home.
Yeah.
Please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate all the super chats. Please turn on the post notifications, and you'll be informed when we go live. We should be going live. Maybe twice tomorrow if the guys do on Purists on the evening, but myself and Joe Hulbert will be talking the news with another episode of WrestlePurists Live after the Observer newsletter comes out. And obviously with these unfortunate staff releases that seem to be coming tomorrow, I'm sure there'll be some stuff to talk about there as well. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow in maybe a bit earlier tomorrow. Probably around 1 p.m. Eastern, maybe even 12. Maybe even we might actually be able to do 12 noon for once. But we'll see what happens. Back tomorrow. Myself and Joe Hulbert for WrestlePurists Live, and maybe on the evening for Purists. Saturday is a free day. Then Sunday, fingers crossed, we have Face Off with AO, Ibu, and Isra.
Twitch watch along Collision.
Oh yeah, of course. Watch along. AEW Collision watch along on Saturday on the Twitch. And the other thing on Sunday is don't go live. Don't go live.
Yeah.
That's all my plugs. Please like, subscribe. all that good stuff. Appreciate everyone for watching, and we will be back tomorrow afternoon with myself and Hulbert. Peace.